it is the best way to spend a life.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
And we've been playing for 30 years, and I watch you guys, and I see you guys, and I see what you're doing, and it reminds me of us, and the success you're having right now is so well deserved. So
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's very, very nice.
And thank you for supporting us. It means a lot.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Absolutely. We love what you do.
Yes,
so.
Thank you for supporting us.
Thank you out there in TV land.
Yeah.
One more round of applause for our wonderful guest.
Thank you.
On Kickstarter now until December 5th. You have a chance to back it. There's a premium edition, a regular edition. I know we've already backed, so we're getting it.
Yeah, that's good.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you, everybody, for participating. Thank you all for all of your hard work.
All our catchphrases at once at the to close.
All right, ready? Yep.
3, 2, 1.
Good night, everybody.
Thanks for having me.
Good night.
See you soon, guys.
Hey!
Smokes, unbelievable.
What the heck?
That was kind of sort of smooth, right?
That was very smooth.
That was pretty good, Rich.
That was very smooth.
And we teleported how many days in the future? Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. 4 days in the future.
4 days in the future.
In a single
my beard
cut.
is twice as thick.
Yeah, seriously. In a single cut, we teleported 4 days in the future.
What is up, party people?
So what do we think, folks?
Yeah,
So what do we think? We want to hear all about it.
I saw all the reactions in chat. Everyone was going absolutely ham. Yeah, tell us what you thought.
Thanks for watching.
What a crazy experience. Right when we started the premiere, I was still at home in my office doing work. I booted it up and I hopped in chat because I wanted to see the intro. I came in right after I said that Matthew might be a little shy being on camera. I missed the joke.
That was very fun. Even the YouTube premiere cut it off. It came in after that joke. Oh, they cut it off. It just skipped ahead. You had to rewind it. I was pissed about it. It was so fucking funny.
I missed it. I came in and immediately I told everybody. I was like, and I was talking in chat a little bit, and I said, in Twitch chat specifically, and I said, you know what? Like, I was there, but the whole thing still feels surreal, and like I can't believe it happened.
Yeah.
Like I was there, and I'm watching myself do it, and I'm still like, holy shit, I can't believe it happened.
Yeah. I was remembering it as I was watching it. I was like, it doesn't feel real.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel real.
Yeah.
It was amazing. And I was so grateful to have the opportunity. We spun it up very quickly.
It was extremely quickly.
So we always said, hey, we're taking a break.
It was a week.
We can tell the story of how it all came to be.
Oh my God! Anthony Clark, a $400 super chat. I didn't even know that was possible, folks.
Wow!
Clark wins. Clark wins,
It doesn't
folks.
get more super than that.
Clark wins with the beggar super chat.
Thank you.
I'm so surprised, you the legend himself. I'm excited for the future streams. Thank you so much, Anthony
Oh my
Clark.
gosh, thank you.
Oh my
Thank
God.
Crap.
Jeez Louise.
Unbelievable. $400
Holy
super chat,
shit.
Anthony Clark.
Good God. Holy hell. I was going to say let's start from the beginning, but now I'm truly shook.
We're currently live on YouTube and Twitch,
Yes.
so if we're reading comments that you don't see, that's why we have both chats pulled up.
Oh, before we go into anything, please check out Ring of...
I was just about to say that, please.
I'm going to be Shill Miser, not for our stuff, but if you love
got a
the
pin.
themes there... Also, I pinned that. Hooray.
Thank you.
That was me, folks.
And can a mod also pin it over on YouTube, please?
Yeah, let's go pin the Kickstarter.
I thought I did, but
Go to
maybe not.
Kickstarter, check out Ring of Chaos. We have...
It's only $30.
No, it's only $30.
Yeah.
There's a premiere version as well if you want to uppity up it, and I think that they are doing some signatures as a bonus.
Yeah, cool.
It's $100.
Lillard and the rest of the Beatles.
So he said this a little bit in the intro of the video, but if you didn't know, Matthew and 4 of his friends, I believe there's 5 of them total.
Yep.
They are the owners and creators of Beetle and Grimm's.
Yep.
He told us that they've been playing Dungeons and Dragons together since they were 21.
Yep. What?
And now they're in their mid-50s. So they've been playing Dungeons and Dragons for almost as long as we've been alive.
I think they literally as long as we've been alive. I believe.
Yeah, it's within a year or two, right? Like it's
two.
right there, which is crazy to think about. Because obviously since we met him and I was doing some research and just like looking at his IMDb page and things like that, and Scream was 1996, Hackers was 1995. He was 25 in 1995 when he was in Hackers, and I guess he'd been playing Dungeons & Dragons for like 4 or 5 years at that point.
at
To
that
put things
point.
into perspective.
6'4", 6'5", and thinner than I am now.
Yeah, and another fun fact, and I'm going down a rabbit hole here, but I looked at his IMDb page, and the very first thing that he's ever credited in, and it actually, I guess technically not, he was in something listed as man, uncredited, and it was for Scooby-Doo.
Scooby-Doo.
And it was for, like way back in the day, before Hackers, before Scream, all that stuff. And it's just funny how it kind of all came full circle, and then one of the things he's most known for.
I believe he was actually a genuinely huge fan of Scooby-Doo.
Yeah,
personally,
he's
before he became
uncredited
Shaggy.
as man. And I just think that's fucking awesome that it kind of came full circle, and one of the things he's most known for is being Shaggy, and it's just kind of funny how that happened.
And for those that watched the one shot, he mentions Shaggy every time it came up. We didn't say Shaggy, you know.
I
so
made it
it's
through the whole session without saying "Hack the Planet."
Yeah,
that was my achievement.
I thought about doing some references, but I'm like, you know what? I'll hold off on that. Clayton's catchphrase was almost something very different.
We're gonna have to scroll up. We did get another $10 super chat on YouTube. Thank you so much.
Delta Blaze.
If it was Torbeck instead, Torbeck wishes to be happy one day every year. Gods of Chaos, there are limits to the powers of chaos. That's very funny. That's hilarious. It's funny you brought that up because I literally just said to Derek before we went live that I was wondering, like, that would have been the only other character that I would have played was Torbeck. And I'm very glad that I played Scrim. And
we thought about it, and we very intentionally avoided Chuckles and Torbeck just to sort of make it a little more. We thought it's a chaos party. Let's make it a little more kind of morally ambiguous, right?
And
kind
Scrim
of
being
gritty.
there to steal shit makes sense.
It felt right.
And I very deliberately, I also designed the one shot. So I wanted to take a step back. I didn't want to dominate. I was very much trying that Gary Goodberry's the thing where I can be funny when I need to.
Your Goodberry was perfect.
Chuckles dominates.
He's
Chuckles
just
would have dominated and would have been too
clowning.
ridiculous.
I felt, honestly, I thought that Goodberry was going to be a clown, and he really wasn't. You played him, you know, he was goofy, but he was much more straight than I expected.
As a goofy,
he was so wholesome.
Yeah.
It was great.
Because he's Goodberry, right?
Yeah.
The idea of a life cleric, Goodberry, you know. And he's a halfling. Halflings, I feel like, just inherently are very wholesome.
Let's
go. Let's start from the beginning, but we need to thank you.
Oh, we need to
It's a
thank
good
Bomb.
place to start.
Red Dome 1121. Thank you so much for this 10 sub bomb.
Incredible. Holy shit. 10 subs. We also got Lily Fire with 1,000 bits.
Thank you.
Thank you. We had a raid from Slush Puppies. Snuggy gifted out 10 subs an hour ago.
Yeah, someone, Ripa said
thank you,
that Snuggy said hi and that he couldn't stay and passed along the message.
Snuggy
so
rated.
Thank you, Snuggy.
We appreciate
Unbelievable.
that.
Dumb Guy gave out, if you're still here, 5 subs, 1,000 bits, and then 2,000 bits. Incredible. Nearly Tuna gifted a sub. Anyone else that followed or subbed over the last 5 hours of the session, thank you so much.
Thank you.
We know we've been streaming a long time, but thanks for hanging with us if you're still here. Wow.
The beginning? Do you want to start from the beginning?
Start from the beginning.
Yeah, and this will answer a lot of the Patreon questions.
Yeah, and I'm gonna get to them. We'll sprinkle some in as we go.
Yeah, but this will kind of knock out a lot of the general ones of how the fuck did this happen.
Yeah, which is great. And I did want to mention that I was looking at everybody's Patreon questions after like 8 people posted their Patreon questions, and I realized after like I posted it that a lot of people didn't realize that this was pre-recorded, and so they were asking questions directed at Matthew that we probably will not have the ability to answer. So I made an edit to the post. If you asked a question that we can't answer, if you're a patron, go ask more questions. You're not limited to one. You can ask as many questions as you want.
Let it rip.
Just go to the post on Patreon, ask some questions about the session. If it's a question about Matthew that we can't answer, we'll do our best, but we're not him, we're not in his brain.
And what I want to also say is that he wanted to hop on here at the very least.
He did.
But he's in the sky. He's flying.
Yeah, he told us that weekends
flying.
don't really work because he's a busy guy, and then now he's traveling back home and all that stuff. So unfortunately, he wasn't able to pop
But he
in.
did want to be here at least for a little bit to hang out with y'all. But next time.
Next time.
I think that he said that we're planning on doing something again next year. So
I think I left that in the edit.
Teased it for
he
sure.
teased
Yeah.
it. So that will not be the last time that we have Matthew Lillard at our table.
So let me set the scene. It is Wednesday, October 18th, the year 2023.
Yep.
The year of the Evantris gods. And some of us at this table have just landed in the absolutely magical realm of Madison, Wisconsin.
Oh.
We arrived that afternoon. We got settled in our hotel room, 3 of us here in Booth Babe Reed.
Yep.
And we were informed that evening there was a Wednesday night pre-game hole party hosted by Beetle and Grims.
We didn't even know it was hosted by Beetle and Grims until later.
That's true.
Yeah.
We just knew that there was a pre-Gamehole Con party. We learned that it was hosted by Beetle and Grims. We had no idea that Matthew Lillard would be there.
Yeah, no clue.
As we approached the majestic party in the Sheraton,
Conference room B at the Sheraton.
it was in the Sheraton.
basically.
It was
There's always conference room B.
essentially conference room B of the Sheraton. We walked into the hotel and we said, "There's no party here." And we walked around in circles. We checked out the bar. We looked at where, the lobby, and we're like, "We're looking for a party." And they're like, "Oh yeah, you're probably supposed to go around the corner."
Oh, I'm.
Yeah. Sorry, guys.
Is it? No, it's fine.
Let us know if it's too loud, folks.
And so it took us a while to find the party until we were
turned down?
directed
Oh,
there.
I scouted it out, and I
split
heard
up, we asked
commotion.
around. Yeah,
I
it was
heard
around. It was
commotion.
in the back around the corner.
And then I go and I see, the party's in there. I go up, and who's standing there? It's not some staff.
Nope.
It's not some intern.
Handing out raffle tickets.
At the door.
The man himself.
Yep.
Matthew Lillard.
Yep.
And
The man of the people.
it was one of those things where, like, we saw him, and I've said this a million times. I like to think that our superpower, one of my superpowers,
35 has to
I
be
won't speak for anybody else.
Better, okay.
But one of my secret superpowers, and I think that we're all very good at this, is that when we interact with these people, when you run into a star that you're not ready for, like, none of us freak out.
No.
We're all very
Hell no.
good at staying very level-headed. Like when Kelsey, Derek, and I had the opportunity to be standing there next to Matt Mercer, like, not expecting it. Like,
Yeah.
we're all very just level-headed and chill. Oh, good morning, Matt, and then we move on our way, right? This was another one of those instances where it was just kind of like, oh shit, there he is. And he said that I had handsome dimples, which was very kind. So
Yeah.
immediately I knew that I liked him. That
Yeah.
was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And he complimented all of us and was like, oh wow, it was just, welcome to the party, have some drinks, there's food, there's pizza, here's some raffle tickets that we're gonna be handing out. And we went on our merry way. And then we kind of found a corner of the room and we had some drinks, and then some time passed and I went to the restroom, and you guys have to tell this part of the story because I wasn't there.
Yes. So basically, we had met the Dungeon Dudes. We had met the creators of Deadlands. We had been doing a bunch of networking.
A lot of industry people.
A people. We met a bunch of industry people, and we're
Gamehole's probably like 25% people in the industry.
Oh,
absolutely.
And just again to set the scene, they were throwing this party for the Kickstarter. They
Yes.
were throwing this
Yes, for
party
Ring of Chaos.
to promote the Kickstarter, to promote Ring of Chaos. So that's what the raffle was there for, to give away cool stuff, to give away a lot of Beetle and Grimm stuff. Anyway, continue.
And so Andy's so we should say hi to Matthew Lillard. And so Andy's like, I'll go to the bathroom, then I'll come back.
I was like, yeah, I'm going to give my business card. I'm just
I'll
going
give my business
to walk
card
up to
and
the
we'll
guy.
see how it is. And so Andy goes to the bathroom, and I go to check on the pizza, and here comes fucking Happy Meal
Yeah.
with Matthew Lillard in tow, bringing him to the corner that we were hanging out at. And Chloe was there, and Happy was there.
She sniped my game.
Yeah, and so Happy just went in and just giga chatted it and basically said, I don't even know what you said, Happy.
I think the idea, basically, like, when anyone hears, like 4 million, at the time it was like $3 million Kickstarter.
No, it
it was like 2.5.
It was
We
two.
were over 2,
We were over 2.
but we were in like the epitome of
We
Death
hit
Valley.
3 when we landed.
What day was it?
and
Did we?
Oh, no, we hit 2.75. We landed.
I don't think.
Yes,
yeah.
we did.
Because we
We
were
hit
not.
2.5.
We were not at 3 yet.
We can look
That's
it up.
right, because we revealed the next 2 stretch goals.
That's
of
right.
DTTs when everyone shit
Whatever
their
it
pants.
is.
Yeah. So
But
we were
through
under 2.5.
serendipity,
Under 2.5.
the designer of our book
Yes.
is also a
Yes.
designer that works with
What,
Beetle
what
and
date
Grimm's.
was it?
October
18th.
18th.
All right, we were at 2.325.
Yeah.
Wow, we were
Yeah.
at 2.5.
We were in the epitome, like the thick of Death
The
Valley.
middle of Death Valley.
Anyway,
We do have the best mods.
so the
100%.
designer.
So anyway, the designer Gordon walks up with
Gordon McAlpin.
with Matthew Lillard, and I'm like, "What the fuck, Gordon? I didn't know you were going to be
we
here."
didn't know he was going to be there.
And
We never met him in person.
Matthew Lillard's here, and he's like, "Holy shit! I heard you guys have a $2.5 million Kickstarter." And he basically hugged, and he was very warm, and he was just asking us about it, and just was super. Like, when someone's kind of on the same wavelength energy wise,
You notice instantly.
You
They
know
just get it.
immediately.
You pick it up instantly.
And that's what it was like.
And then that's when I came back, and that was when I was absolutely floored to see Gordon there.
Yeah.
And that's when Matthew Lillard made the comment of, "Oh, you're more excited to see Gordon than you are to meet me." And I was like, "Dude, no, you gotta understand. When I met you, I had to have ice in my veins. I'm like, I had no idea that Gordon was gonna be here, and I'm absolutely shocked."
So Andy gets back from the bathroom and he turns. He's like, "Oh!" And we're like,
My reaction was literally, "Oh shit, Gordon! Oh, it's so nice to meet you, man!" And Matthew's like, "What the fuck? Am I chopped liver?" I'm like, "Geez, Louise."
Oh hey.
And I was like, "Oh hey, man." You know, like it was like this really weird. None of us knew that Gordon was going to be there, and we had never met him in person. And
We
it was just
worked with him
really
for so long.
It was just really cool moment.
Yeah.
So anyway. Somebody's asking who's Gordon. Gordon is our book designer.
Gordon McAlpin.
He's
He has
working on
a
our book.
crazy resume.
He's
Needle
also
and Grimm's,
works with them.
MCDM, The Crooked Moon, Legends of Evantris.
Yeah.
He's working on the Hit Point Press Tales of Sina Una.
He's a brilliant guy. Brilliant
He
dude.
has a lot of board game rule books too.
Yes.
Just great guy.
The Ring of Chaos.
Ring of Chaos rule book.
was
That's right.
Gordon. Was
That's
Gordon.
right.
Anyway, so that was kind of how it happened, and we start talking to him, and we're saying, well, you know, we know your Kickstarter's coming out. We could really use some help with ours. Like if you want to do some cross promo, you know, that's what that's what you do, right? You talk to people, you help each other out, you build these partnerships, especially when you're all
That's
running
the
Kickstarters
industry.
and you're all wanting to see each other succeed because a rising tide lifts all ships.
It's true.
And that's just kind of what happens. So we sent him an email, later during the con. Oh, what's funny is the next day, Rich and I were eating outside of the convention center at the
Food trucks.
the food trucks, and Matthew was there also getting lunch, and I was facing Matthew and some of his team, and Rich's back was to Matthew, and Matt made a comment about us like stalking him. He's like, "Come on, man, what are you doing? Follow me." And I was like, "Hey, bro, we were here first. Like, I don't have to tell you. Like, I'm not sure who's stalking who." And then he came up to the booth. And and wanted to come check out the Crooked Moon booth, and we talked to him there for a little bit and just kind of filled him in more on the project because we weren't in the loud party scene, and it was in the morning and the afternoon.
But basically, it was once we kind of like vibed and we just kind of just meshed really well. He's like, "Yeah, I want to come out and play some D&D.
Play D&D.
I want to play some D&D. Where you guys at? DC? Okay, great."
And then so we hopped on after he responded to the email, we hopped on a call.
Yeah, he left on Friday.
Yeah, he left
Friday
the con
afternoon.
early. He didn't stay the whole time.
Yeah.
And we talked to him on the 2nd of November, and it was like, "Hey, I have to go to the East Coast on
Right after the Kickstarter
on
ended.
Friday the 10th. Like, let me redirect my flight." I think he talked about this a little bit in the intro too. "Let me redirect my flights. Let me see if I can come into DC
Can you
a
do
couple days early."
Wednesday or Thursday?
He's like, "Can you
next
do
week?
like?" He was like, "Can we do it in 6 or 7 days?" And we're like, "Yes!" And so we decided on Thursday the 9th, and we had basically a week to put it together. And what I would like to say about the whole process is, if you watched the session, and I don't know how much you kept in or cut, because I missed these parts. I watched most of it, I missed these parts. You could tell that he was genuinely amped about how we molded the game into a one-shot, to the point where he was like taking pictures and like messaging his team.
Yeah.
And I've said it a few times, like, we don't half-ass anything.
No.
We always whole-ass
I
everything.
literally cannot help myself.
Yeah.
When I get theme, I'm like, okay, let's fucking deep cut this shit. And it's one of those things where obviously it is a free-for-all brawler, and the only map that was included that's in it is there are two. It's a double-sided board, and so you saw one of the boards. There's another board that's in the same style.
One is sort of like your starter board, and then there's a more advanced.
I think the one that we were on
tactical.
was
Yeah.
the more advanced. And so all of the other temple stuff is from Limithron, our friend Luke Stratton. Over at Limithron, he makes Pirate Borg. Awesome guy. Thank you for the maps. I reached out to him beforehand. He's totally cool with that. Yeah, we need to turn up Derek's volume. He's a quiet noise.
Oh God, Derek.
Oh God,
You're
that
always
makes
a
me
pain.
nervous that I'm. But yeah, I mean, like,
boy.
but see, here's the thing: people are saying, like, "I can't believe you did that in a week. I can't believe you did that. It didn't feel like it was a week." That is the power
And Derek also assisted.
of us being full time.
So it was
Right.
me, Derek, and Nikki that basically we kung
Triple
fu'd.
teamed.
We Bruce Lee'd that one shot.
But that's the power.
And that's how the collaborative. We would not have been able to have such a solid one shot if it's just one person. I think.
It's all teamwork, man.
It's all
the
teamwork.
collaboration.
It made the dream work.
Best friends win championships.
And I did all the arts and crafts.
You did.
So if you see all the physical stuff, that was me.
And Nikki DM'd.
I did, yeah.
People said hello, Nikki, and they want to make sure your
Hello.
finger's okay.
Oh, yeah.
And
I
what
was
happened?
building something from IKEA.
Oh,
and
shit.
my nails are very long. Well, this one's not anymore.
Oh, fuck. That's awful.
I have never broken a nail so bad to the point that it bled. And this was gushing blood everywhere. It was awful.
Yum.
We got some hype chats.
Oh yeah,
In
Super
YouTube,
chats.
super chats. You know they're getting rid of hype chats in Twitch.
Are they?
It didn't work very well. I
Yeah.
guess.
Yep.
Wow.
Elizabeth says, from a depressed college student who is starting finals, this really cheered me up. Thank you. Thank you, Elizabeth. Really appreciate it. And IceFox2116, $10 super chat. I'm just wondering what the witches' names are in Once Upon a Winter Hour, because I'm DMing a campaign and I use one of the witches' names and I can't remember it. Do you mean Gryla or Grilla?
I think it's Witchlight.
Oh.
Yeah.
If you mean Once Upon a Witchlight, they are...
Scabatha Nightshade, Bavlorna Blightstraw, and Endolin Moongrove.
And if you just Google Hourglass Coven, you will find all of them. Hourglass Coven just Google it.
Yep.
And you'll find it.
Yep. There you go. And then I just want to make sure we got some anonymous gifters gifting subs.
Thank you, Anonymous.
Rip a Wildthorn with a gifted sub.
And that's it. Oh, we got
Red Dome with 100 bits. Imp with 250.
250.
Lily Fire with 1,000 bits.
Thank you.
I don't
And
think
that's it. We're caught up.
We're caught up.
What else?
What did I miss?
We told the story of how we met Matthew Lillard.
You missed nothing.
Yeah,
And
how we
then
set
we
it
just
up.
caught up with getting set up to the stream.
We joked about how it was. So a lot of people ask, like, is he as cool as people think he is in real life? And the answer is yes. He's just super fucking chill and down to earth.
What you witnessed at the table is exactly how he is.
It's real.
It's exactly
Yeah,
who
like
he is.
my first interaction with him is I was here prepping because I didn't go to Gamehole Con. As you know, Derek and I were playing Baldur's Gate.
We were holding down the fort.
And so my first interaction was I don't even think I fully realized he was here because we had ordered like $400 worth of pizza. Why?
Thanks, Maze.
We still don't know.
lot
It
of
was
pizza.
definitely
That
not
comes out of
one
Mace's
person's
first
fault,
paycheck.
Mace. But we did order $400 worth of pizza. And it's all still downstairs. And so we were dealing with that. I was prepping for the session. And then all of a sudden, I just feel a hand on my shoulder over the DM screen. And I look back and he's just standing
There he
there.
is.
And he was like, "It's you."
Like, there she is.
I was like, "Oh, it's so nice to meet you." He was very kind from the moment that I met him. He's a hugger, which is cool. But he was sitting where Andy was sitting, and so it was just like it was so nice to. Because we don't get to play D&D often with other people. We pretty much stick to our core group of people because it's what we're comfortable with. Especially me. I'm not the kind of person that really branches out and plays games with a lot of other people because I'm a shy bean. And so it was really, really nice to have someone who sat here at our table that really matched our energy and was able to vibe in the same way that we do. And I didn't feel shy around him at all, which is crazy because I'm shy around everybody.
There are some people who
But, like,
don't do that, who
Yeah.
make you feel uncomfortable for whatever like a gap may exist between you. And Lillard could have done that,
Yeah.
but either as a talent innately or as a skill that he's worked on, he makes you feel comfortable instantly.
Yeah.
I mean,
And I really appreciated that because I had to DM.
he got here. And, you know, he's a movie star, and we live in this little townhouse in Maryland.
Well, so that's what I wanted to say.
Yeah.
We were, before he got here, we were joking, like, and we told him this because we thought it was funny. Like, obviously we're us, and we're normal, and we're, you know, we just play D&D and everything.
Normal.
But he was like, I couldn't believe how trusting he was.
Yeah,
that it was
show
just
up
like,
to our house.
he was just like, yeah, what's your address? And I'm like, yeah, it's here. And like the reality of the situation is, I'm sure he told lots of people where he was going to be. But the idea is like, holy shit, he just showed up to our fucking house and like just trusted us to like come
Here,
play at the
drink
studio.
these, take these, and push this
Right.
into your leg.
Right, and it's like, you know, it was fine and it worked out well, but it's like, how many people would really do that? To be like, oh, I'm not coming to your fucking house, that's fucking weird. You know, like, you're a bunch of fucking weirdos.
Yeah, like
we're
rent a
not, we're
room, right?
normal.
Like go find like a WeWork or something.
So anyway, Derek and I were sitting outside waiting for him to show up because we didn't want him to it was dark. We didn't want him to not know what house it was. So we were just kind of sitting out there chatting until he showed up. And we had tons of food here waiting, like Nikki said. And when he got here, we let him get settled. We had pizza and wings. So if you watch the session, he mentioned talking about we sat here for an hour or so just eating pizza and wings with the guy,
that's what I was
shooting the
say.
shit and chilling and making sure that he was comfortable and we were all comfortable and
chowing down on wings, drinking whiskey, and it felt like we had known him for years. Right, it was awesome.
When the session started, that was 9:30 p.m. our time.
Yeah, give or take
9:30. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
So we played until 2 a.m. So
this ended up.
I didn't get home till 4.
Yeah, I didn't get home till 4.
We had a long fries.
I mean, the YouTube video is almost 5 hours, and I cut out a good amount too. So I mean, we had,
Yeah, and what a champ for staying.
He was here for 6.5 hours.
And he had a long day.
Yeah.
Because he had a bunch of press stuff that he had to do.
And it was we were very upfront, this ain't your LA studios like a lot of other D&D groups. We are literally in a loft. Duct tape and bubble gum. Our parents live in our basement.
He kept mentioning wanting to meet the parents.
Yeah. He was bummed when our parents were asleep. When he got there, I'm their bedtime.
We wanted to make sure that we had the fridge stocked and a bunch of snacks and stuff. So Kelsey literally Googled what should I provide a famous person?
Yep. And Kelsey's full blown.
So we had a whole bunch of waters and sodas and
fruit
good
bowl.
Stuff. We had fresh fruit.
Because we eating bananas and shit.
Bowl full of clementines.
Fresh fruit, fresh coffee.
Did we keep in there the fact that Mikey was eating the cheese out of the wrapper?
Oh, probably.
I don't know what made it in. I can't remember.
And then we played the session, and after we were done, he hung out for a bit again, just to kind of decompress and wait for his ride. And he told us funny stories about.
Very funny stories that we can't repeat.
He told us a story about Christopher Walken. He told us about what it's like to be, auditioning for roles even now. He talked about,
He talked about the movie that he had just shot.
We can't say anything.
Which we can't say anything about, but it was very cool to hear a little behind the scenes about that.
Yeah, he told us about his interview process. He told us about Five Nights at Freddy's. He just told us about what it's like to still be an actor after all these years, and it was just cool, pick his brain and asking some questions. And
yeah, he told us after Five Nights at Freddy's premiered.
Oh, this was on the call.
He gained 500,000, half a million,
overnight
TikTok subscribers overnight.
Yeah.
And so
apparently it's a big movie. It's a big deal.
Oh no, it's already the second biggest horror movie of the year. So yeah, it's big.
What's the first?
I don't know.
Saw 32.
Probably, frankly.
Accurate.
Saw 32. Saint.
That's really funny.
That's
very funny. By the way, Showmiser Mikey here. It's only $30 to back the Ring of Chaos, and you get the whole game.
You get the whole game.
Only $30.
And
which is cheap for a board game. If you're a board gamer, you know how cheap that is.
If you've ever played Bang, he talked about this again. I'm going to keep referencing the intro. He talked about that they were big fans of the Italian board game Bang, and it's very, very fun. And obviously they wanted to make a game that is an homage to that, and it's a fantastic game. So.
Five Nights at Freddy's surpassed number 2 to become number 1 at 127 million box office. Scream 6 was number 2, was in the number 1 slot at 100 at 108.
Both connected to. It's both.
And then number 3, which I really enjoyed, was Megan with a 3.
I can't believe it came out January 6th. It feels like last year.
Megan was fucking great.
It feels like last year. It came out 6 days into the year. That's why it feels like a long time ago.
Megan?
Yeah.
Came out.
I still haven't
January
seen
6th.
it, and it's
What a
about
strange time for it to come out.
You've got to see it. It's
do.
so
Christmas.
fucking
My
good.
guess is that basically they didn't think it was going to do well, so they just dumped it during the dead period, and then it just was a runaway hit.
It's got one scene that made me cry with laughter, and I was still scared during the scary scenes. That's how good a movie it is. The highest praise I can give it is that there was a moment where it's so fucking funny. It was so fucking funny.
Yeah,
I'm assuming, because we have backed Ring of Chaos, that we'll probably do a chill board game stream.
I would love that.
We have some other board games we want to stream too.
Yes.
That we've talked about. So
You can play the Hellraisers.
After, and so I know that we said, hey, we're going to take a break. It's November 2nd. We're going to take a week
We
break.
took a little bit of a break.
To be fair, it was a break.
It was.
We were still working the whole time, but we weren't streaming our asses off anymore, right? We were just focusing on this one shot. Right. It was a good.
I was getting 8 hours of sleep a night.
And there's significantly less that we have to. Yeah, there's significantly less we have to do when we're recording a session than when we're streaming a session.
Yeah, different energy,
much lower stress.
It was very strange, honestly, because like I'm so used to being here and chat being there and not having you guys at the table.
Mike,
that was weird.
If you watched the session, Mike and I kept looking at the TV.
Yeah,
I do the same thing.
You could see us, and you even made a comment on it. You were like, "I don't know why I'm looking up things."
Yeah. But
it's like it's habit.
Yeah,
you do it.
It really is habit. It's. I mean, how many years have we been doing this where it just gets ingrained?
When was the last time we played a session of D&D not streamed?
5 years.
The session 0 for Stardust.
Yeah, we've done session zeros. Those are the big ones. I'm trying to think.
And then the home game.
Derek's
for,
home game.
What you call it?
Because I don't
the
know
fucking
if
god tier sauce.
I don't know if I would count the session zeros. I mean, I guess they are.
There's sessions of D&D.
Oh, for what it's worth.
Yeah, that was like a session 0 for what it's worth.
Yeah.
I guess it's just session zeros.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course we missed you guys.
We did. It's nice to be back to our normal
energy.
cadence.
What I will say is that when it's recorded, I feel like I'm just not as electric. I feel like there's an energy differential, and it might not be a ton, but I feel like
I noticed it.
I feel like there's an energy differential.
Yeah,
I don't feel the same kind of
So I would agree with you. I think for me though, it wouldn't have been that different if it just wasn't so late. For me, I was just whooped.
Me too. It was
the time that killed me.
Well,
Otherwise, I think my energy would have been very similar.
I was working on this fucking session, I think 4 days in a row.
Yeah.
For like a good 8 to 10 hours each day.
Yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot. It was a lot.
Yeah. So I was just fucking dead.
Yeah.
I literally slept after he left. I went to bed. And that was Thursday, basically Thursday night.
Yeah.
Early
Friday morning.
Slept basically until Saturday.
Yeah.
Afternoon.
Yeah.
You bastard.
I was up for like 3 hours in between. I was up for 3 hours on Friday.
Yep.
I ate a meal. I did a little bit. I answered a few emails. I went back to sleep, and I woke up Saturday afternoon.
Kelsey and I got home at like 4. I think I fell asleep before. No, that's a lie. I whenever I get home after sessions of D&D on Wednesdays or whatever, I go home and I lay in bed for a good hour probably, and I usually read through the thread that's made for that week's episode.
That's my morning
I can't
coffee.
fall asleep at night. It takes a very long time for me to fall asleep. So I probably got to bed around almost 5, and then like clockwork at 7 a.m. my lovely daughter wakes up, and I'm like, fuck, and I have to get up.
Oh, that's rough.
I got a nap that day. Like I went back to sleep, but it's just it's never, it's fine. I just laugh about it. I just like to laugh about it.
For me in general, when we play D&D, I'm too wired to sleep.
Yeah.
But that night I don't think I got to bed until like 9 a.m.
No, I mean,
that's
Richie. Like, we fried forever, and then you left. You and Kels left, and then Derek and Richie Mason and I fried.
You guys
and
kept
then
talking.
Derek left, and then Richie Mason and I talked for like another 2 hours.
Yeah, that's insane.
Outside.
Yeah.
I would have loved to, but I would have actually died on the
And then basically when we were going in back inside, like the sun was coming.
The sun
up.
was just coming up.
Yeah. So.
When we say fry, we mean
post-con,
post-session chatting.
Yeah, not con.
We'll talk business.
Post-session decompression.
We'll talk life. We'll talk meeting. We'll talk business. We'll talk whatever.
Yeah.
And it's a ritual we do every session. We have some super chats.
Yeah.
We got one up here.
We'll keep thanking people.
Chloe Zooey Magnesium on YouTube.
$10.
Good old Chloe Zooey. Thank you,
hype
Chloe.
chat. You missed one of the funniest details of the meeting. After all this went down, I walked up and tapped Andy on the arm and quietly asked, Andy, who was that? I don't know who Matthew Lillard is.
I forgot about that.
Oh, Chloe.
I chose to forget about that moment, Chloe.
Castleman.
Chloe Zooey.
Chloe Zooey Magnesium. Castleman with the $5 hype chat, super chat. I can't wait to watch the VOD when I get to work tonight. Much love.
Yes, if everyone cannot watch the VOD.
Watch it on YouTube. It's on YouTube.
Let's delete it from Twitch. Let's delete the VOD from Twitch.
We can delete it from Twitch.
We need it. Please go to our YouTube channel.
Please go to our YouTube channel. The Crooked Moon has annihilated the algorithm.
Our YouTube needs wine.
Annihilated the algorithm. So if everyone can like it, they can comment, watch the entire video. If you're going to watch the whole thing, watch it on our YouTube channel. Our algorithm desperately needs it.
I felt it. It happened in the last hour. I've entered the week of the itchy beard.
Yeah.
I mean, you basically have a full-grown beard.
I know.
It's
This
insane.
is day 13 since I shaved.
Wow.
This fucking
I
guy.
would
So-
kill to have a beard like that.
I'm gonna say this because obviously I was just going through the emails to get caught up on them. You had that meeting earlier today about that certain something.
Yes.
Did you see the link that they sent?
No.
You mean in the wrap up after the?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the shareable link for Legends of Advantris.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah,
So-
we laughed about that immediately.
Without calling anybody out, we had a moment where during the meeting, the person we were speaking to literally they must not have like rehearsed the name.
Yeah.
And like if I'm talking to a potential client, like I'm gonna make sure I get their name right. Or at the very I was telling Dante this. At the very least, I'm gonna say, I'm sorry, can you tell me how to pronounce your names and say it correctly? We had a Legends of
Adar Arventer
and I literally typed to the
Aardvark.
guys while we're in the meeting like separately. I am shitting and crying right now.
I think today on YouTube or somewhere, I think we got Legends of Advardius.
Advardius. That's a good
Advardius.
one.
Ooh, I like it. Let's switch over.
We should keep a running list of all the different ones we've got.
Legends of Advardius, folks.
Anyway,
It's just funny.
we'll get it
Bort?
fixed.
What kind of a name is Bort?
I just thought, I'm like, you know what? I could ignore this. I'm sure they know.
We'll get it fixed.
But in case they don't,
That's a cool thing, though. That's
it's
a cool thing.
It sounds very cool.
Elizabeth, 10. Did we get this one?
I don't know. Read it anyway.
Oh no, no, we didn't.
Oh, well, it's another $10. Thank you,
Elizabeth.
From a
Thank you.
depressed
Irby.
college student in finals. This made my day.
Don't be
Good luck
depressed.
with your final.
Good luck with the
so much.
finals.
We hope that this
Yeah.
made you happier. Enjoy. Well, good luck with finals too.
Yeah, good luck.
You're gonna kill it.
That's not fun. So anyway, do we have Patreon questions?
Yeah, we got a bunch. But I do have to filter some of them because, like I said, some of them are questions that we just don't have the ability to answer.
If you want to ask us a question, we're going to try to get to as many as we can. Head over to our Patreon, become a patron. There's a thread there where you can ask us questions.
Advardius is where Grinko lives.
That's incredible.
Where Brigsby lives.
And Shukels.
Where Tourback.
Chukels.
Tourback lives.
Or Torbeck with the C.
Otaku Fangirl wants to know, this question is meant for Nikki, as it has been sitting inside of my brain for God knows how long.
There you go.
My question is, what platform do you use to make your maps, and how do they come out looking so good once you've printed them out? Continue.
That's a question for Rich.
Okay.
I tell Rich what I need most of the time, and Rich goes into programs.
But he did level up for this session.
What I
did.
used to use, if you're watching old stuff, was Incarnate. And then
Incarnate's great.
I love Incarnate. And then from there it became, here, Rich, do this. Unless there were already maps that were available that I found and bought, or
Well, Mike, why don't you talk about the maps themselves, and I'll talk about how to actually make them physical.
So for this one session, I knew we wanted it to be a jungle temple adventure. 'Cause the Temple of Chaos, that's from the book. It's very lore light. So we basically took the lore and crammed as much of it as we could, whatever there was, but then fleshed it out. And so if there's one person that can do Jungle Temple really fucking well, it's Luke Stratton at Limithron, Crater Pirate Borg. So we're patrons of his Patreon, and so we have rights to use all of the maps commercially.
In anything, yeah.
In anything. And so I just decided to shoot him a note because we're also, we connected at conventions or whatever.
We're buddies, yeah.
And so what I did is, I took a look at all the different rooms of this one temple that he did, this one dungeon he did for 5e that was really great. Can't remember the name of it, but go check out Limithron. And then basically built out the adventure, and then I told, I need I sent it all to Rich, and I said, I need all of this photoshopped into certain rooms and cut out and spliced and edited and changed. And so then
for
Richie and I,
for the tunnels, we
the
took
tunnel
a massive
chase.
cavern system
Yeah.
and cut and paste them into
that was fucking cool.
Yeah.
into like a single.
Yeah, so in the original
Causeway.
adventure, this massive thing, and so Richie and I, we're basically just sitting there. I'm sitting here working on my laptop, looking at the TV. Richie's at his thing, photoshopping. It's like fucking 6 a.m. We're like, and so that's how we get to the.
And then in terms of how do you actually like
To the
print them
final
out,
maps.
what we do is have a very expensive printer that takes like CMYK ink in individual cartridges. It is a what do we have? A Prisma?
It is a Canon Pro 100.
Prisma.
But that is unimportant. It is a Canon Pro 100.
There you go.
That is unimportant.
And so what you have to do is you take it into Photoshop, whatever your map is. Make sure it's 300 DPI. Size it to be exactly how wide where the grid squares are 1 inch in your Photoshop file. Then the most important thing you need to do is go to mode and change it to CMYK. That was the linchpin for me.
Probably because of the nature of the printer.
Yes, because
if you have an RGB printer, maybe not.
If you have an RGB printer, don't do that. But if you have a CMYK printer, set the mode to CMYK, then save it as a PDF. Then in the PDF, print it high quality in either poster size or full-sized actual size, depending on how big it is. And if you have more questions, I can go on. But these were by far the best prints we've ever had. In terms of,
they were gorgeous.
And then all I did was I took a glue stick. Do not use Elmer's like squirt glue. I made that mistake in the first room.
Yep.
It's all crinkly. It gets soggy. Yep. So I used a glue stick, put it on foam core board, and then I did a beveled cut around the edge, and it makes it nice.
Nice. So like this.
That was a nice beveled
like
cut.
This, and it adds a little soft shadow
feels,
underneath. Pops. It's easy to
follow-up
lift.
question, because this is basically the same thing as another question. How'd you make the tokens for the players in Edge of Midnight? Same idea.
The tokens for in Edge of Midnight.
Yeah, like we used. We used to use the flat ones. They might be watching an old episode before we got the minis.
Wooden tokens.
The concept is still the same.
Right.
Make 1 inch circular tokens, print them out, and then paste them onto either. So lately we've been using bottle caps.
Yeah.
That's sort of Derek's
It
thing.
gives it a little bit of a pop-up dynamic.
Yes.
They're easier to pick up. They're easier to manipulate than wooden tokens. We're kind of, at least for me, I don't have nails.
Yeah.
So bottle caps are a lot
flavorful.
Bottle caps are easier for me to manipulate than wood.
As long as you can print something out, cut it out, and glue it onto something else. Oh, here you go. Do we have? Let's see if this works.
So here's an example. Here's the wooden ones.
Yeah. So here's a wooden example.
Oh, I'm not holding it.
Oh my god.
Here's a few examples.
Oh, don't look behind the curtain. Oh no.
See, like this.
It's
Pay
not,
no attention.
You can see the magic behind the curtain.
Like this. They're like wooden, almost like a dowel
mystery
carved into a
behind
token.
the map.
Here was Matthew's character.
Right, but this is when we do bottle caps instead.
Yeah, the bottle caps are fun.
I love the bottle caps. They're very fun. And then check out these nice bevels.
We need to fix the Stardust ones because I did tape because we were panicking.
Yes, I found a glue stick from Anime USA.
One thing I'll say in talking about this is, as a DM, sometimes you can hold things a little too close to your chest. Do not be afraid to ask your players to help with stuff. There have been many times where I've been like, oh shit, I completely forgot to do a map. Derek, can you draw for me a big circular cavern with a winding pathway?
Yeah.
When I first started doing that, my biggest fear was that, they're going to know exactly what I'm doing. I'm ruining surprise. They're not. They're idiots.
We're clueless chumps.
They're
No, you're right. We are.
Oh my gosh.
We are idiots.
There's a soft serve ice cream machine up this winding tunnel.
Yeah, the fact of the matter is that kind of stuff is never going to cue them off of what you're doing. I have had Rich do tokens and maps for me for the longest time at this point, and he never spoils anything.
Without the context, it's hard to know what any of it means.
You know, I've had to print things. When Mike used to DM, he would send me files before, and he'd be like, print these. Obviously we trust each other, so I just didn't really look too much at the images he was sending me. I just made the tokens I needed to, cut them out, and handed them to him. Because as a player, I don't want to be spoiled either. So obviously, you gauge it based on your table. However, what I'd say is getting help from the players is a great way for everyone to kind of feel involved in what's happening and feel like everyone created the session together. So don't be afraid to be like, hey, can you make a map for me of like a cool, spooky forest?
With a soft serve ice cream machine.
With a soft serve ice cream machine.
That's broken.
Embedded in one of the trees. It's broken.
It's always broken.
McFairy.
I'm dead inside with a $5 super chat. New to Evantris, but I want to know what is no fun, is no Blinsky that Nikki mentions in some campaigns. Sorry, it's unrelated. Love you guys.
Blinsky is a toy maker in A Curse of Strahd / Curse of Stradania that just became a group favorite of ours.
It's from the module.
It's from the module. We all love Blinsky.
We do.
Spoilers for Curse of Stradania.
Spoilers.
Blinsky dies. And so sometimes, yeah, I know.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
He doesn't
crazy.
survive?
He does not
puppet Adam
survive. And so the little nods and throwbacks to Blinsky are fun because it shows that Blinsky's toys from Barovia, because he died in Barovia. Spoiler alerts for Strahd. Barovia returned to Avantris proper. And so depending on the timeline, Barovia could be in its pocket dimension, or it could be in Avantris proper. Either way, Blinsky's toys are making their way all over the place.
It's a little cowboy.
Who knows?
There's 2 holes in my hat.
That's pretty good.
That's cute.
That's pretty good.
Stealing that one.
Very funny.
That is really cute.
Andrew says to clarify as far as the VOD. Yes, this Q&A will be on our YouTube channel. We're also going to remove it from Twitch. It'll be in our live tab. It'll be on our live tab of our YouTube channel. You will have to watch it here. We are nuking all evidence on Twitch.
That's right. Meow, that's right.
The power of Lillard compels you.
Got more questions.
Great.
Zan wants to know, hey guys, can't wait for the premiere. What other guests would you love to host one-shots with? They were akinning it to Dimensions 20's recent Dungeons and Drag Queen series, very fitting considering the guys' night antics.
You have no idea how jealous I am that
I bet you love that.
it's 4 of my favorite drag queens of all time.
Yeah.
I would die.
Yeah.
I couldn't. I literally couldn't. I could
I have
not.
an
I
answer.
could
You
not.
could.
Yeah, I could not.
I believe in you.
I have the same
don't
answer.
think I would be able to breathe.
I believe in you.
So those are great answers.
Yeah.
That's Nikki's answer.
Do you what?
Well, it's
No,
not my.
you did-
Yeah, maybe it is. I don't know. I'm jealous.
Just type it in. Message it to one of our group chats.
I'll write it.
While he's doing that,
Yeah.
Why don't you answer?
Think who
Oh
else?
no, I know exactly who I would want to
Who
DM for.
else would I want
So
to play?
if I
a game
couldn't
with?
do the drag queens, I mean, sorry, they've already been taken. All right, they don't need to play D&D with us anymore. So I'm not gonna go with them. I would want to do Amelia Clark and Jason Momoa.
Okay.
I think that would be so fun, and I think they would both
badass.
really.
Amelia
Yeah,
Clark.
they're apparently very, very good friends, and it would be fun. Dungeons and Dragons. She's the mother of dragons. It'd be
confirm
fun
that
to
I
do a
think that
dragon-themed one-shot with Jason Momoa and Amelia Clark.
Fuck yeah.
So
My answer.
Hold on, wait. He's confirming that Mikey typed.
It's very badly grammatical.
I don't understand what your meaning is.
Well,
I can see if it's edited. My answer is that I can't say.
What?
I can't say who would be a guest because for me, I can think of all of these people, these celebrities that are out in the ether, but until I meet someone, I don't actually know how they're gonna mesh, right? And so
You guys
for me,
literally have the exact same answer.
really, did he
That's
get it?
disgusting.
Did he get it?
I hate you guys. No,
That's weird.
identical. Literally identical.
That's fucking weird.
But it's not. It's assuming that we do that.
No,
I'm assuming.
I want to get a little philosophical with this. The reason why Matthew's at this table is because we met and we clicked and it just sort of worked. This would not have happened if our agent talked to his agent and flew him out and showed up at our house.
No.
Right?
So
that's not how we do things.
That is, I think that's really important because this is something that, if you've been a fan of Avantris since the beginning, you know that we've never done anything like this before. And this was it was just organic. This was incredibly organic, the way that this spawned. And, we would absolutely love to play with him again, but it's not the kind of thing where we're going to, suddenly go searching. Who's the next guest? Who's the next? We don't do that, right?
Oh.
This is just a very organic thing where we formed a very quick friendship with somebody who was very similar to us and, philosophically and just the way that they approach the game and the love of life and all of that stuff. And, we were able to help each other out with the whole Kickstarter thing and it just all the pieces just kind of fell into place, right?
Yeah.
We got very lucky. Anyway.
So what I can say is that, and I don't know if it would look like guesting and playing D&D together, but doing something with the Dungeon Dudes I think would be really cool.
oh yeah, that's
Because we've met them and spent hours chatting.
Oh, for sure.
So
Dungeon Dudes. Yeah, Monty and Kelly.
Great
That's my
answer.
answer.
Great
That's my answer.
And this kind of goes into the next question, which I think is... Jason wanted to know if Matt did this purely for fun or if he was paid for his time. There was no money exchanging hands. No. It was purely for fun and also to form to help each other out.
Yeah.
Right? We fast friends. We loved his product. He liked our product, and it was just.
we were not paid for any of the shout outs. This was entire. Yeah, like you said,
Zero,
no money,
no
was exchanged.
kickbacks.
We were happy.
You can check our links to the Kickstarter. Doesn't even have a ref link.
Yeah,
there's no referral kickback links.
Yeah.
You can go and double check my work.
Thrilled to help Beetle and Grimm's with their Kickstarter because their game is awesome.
Yeah.
And like when we told the story of how we met him, he was very excited to talk to us about the Crooked Moon. So again, it's all just very
Tighten it, Rich.
No, just loop in the. It's the cord. The cord is.
No,
pulling
I
it.
just needed to
loop this. Do this.
Tighten it.
No, do the thingy.
how.
This is my
Unbelievable.
literal
tightened
life.
Thank you. Don't listen to Derek.
I tightened
Just-
it and adjusted it. Where
As always, we all fundamentally disagree with everything that Derek is saying.
Yeah.
Anyway, no, he's just a cool dude, right? And it was incredibly just kind of him to take the time to come out to see us.
Yeah.
And again, he helped us out. We helped him out, and hopefully
He was
we can
paid in
continue to do
pizza.
that. That's right. Yeah. If anything was,
And
if
unnecessary
wings.
anything changed
And wings.
hands, it was pizza and wings.
By the way, did we get that $400 super chat before we mentioned the $400
Oh my
in pizza?
God, that's actually
Oh,
hilarious.
maybe that's where that came from.
Pay for a pizza.
Thank you.
I don't think that was it. I think you mentioned it afterwards.
You inadvertently paid for Mace's egregious mistake.
Yeah. It doesn't have to come out of his paycheck.
My favorite
anymore.
part was that everybody
funny.
in chat is like, why are you blaming Mace? I'm not blaming Mace. It's a fact of a thing that happened.
Yeah.
He genuinely fucked up. And I can't wait to see him
It's
again so I
fine.
can tell him to his face.
It's fine. It's fine.
I love you, Mace. I hope you're watching.
I'm just so glad
love
people
you.
aren't picking on me anymore.
I
Don't
approved
worry, your
it. The
time
buck
will
stops
return.
with me.
No, we're teasing, man. We like to
No,
get Mace
to be
on.
my
fair,
fault.
Maze turned to Rich and was like, "This is $400. You good?" And Rich, maybe it's because he was so busy
Oh,
and had
yeah.
so many things going on in his mind. He's like, "Yep, send it."
No, when Rich is in the pre-session, he's not listening. He's not processing English. He's not. It's a different plane of existence.
Yeah.
in producing.
You have to speak to him in Eldritch.
It's true. I mean, I feel like we all get that way with our general things that we're doing. You dive in, you get locked in.
Someone asked, "How do you spend that? How did he order that much?" I'm gonna go ahead and explain it.
I was gonna say,
This place
yeah.
is our favorite place. Their pizza's fucking expensive. Like, let's be real.
That's right.
Pizza has gotten so expensive.
We only got two
lately.
pizzas. It was just $200 a pizza.
No, that's not true.
$200 a pizza. He was like, "Oh, what kind of pizza do we get?" And we were like, "Well, we get cheese." He didn't
Yeah.
order that.
Get one
we get
cheese,
regular pepperoni.
get one pepperoni.
He didn't order that.
Get one supreme.
We get one supreme. He didn't order that.
What?
Yeah.
No, we didn't get a supreme, a cheese, or
We
regular
told him to do
pepperoni.
that.
Well, hold on. It gets worse. It gets worse.
I remember very
It's all news to me
specifically.
because I wasn't listening to
Oh
any of
yeah.
this.
It gets worse.
Oh
It gets
yeah.
worse.
Instruct me. It's like instructions unclear. That'll be $4 plus tip.
No, it's the trade meme. It's the trade meme. You tell me what you want. Get none of it. I get $400 worth of unrelated pizza.
And then we were
I'd
like,
like to make a trade.
Andy and I are, we have the same, we have a lot of similar favorites. We're the same person
God.
in different bodies. And our favorite pizza is pepperoni and black olive.
That's
and
right.
so we're like, get one pepperoni and black olive. He got two. So we had two pepperoni and black
Because
olive.
you weren't even eating pizza.
It gets worse because that's what happened, but the way that it happened is so fucked up. Because you were going to get one pizza, obviously. I think Derek was going to split it with you.
I said, I'll have some of that, and he added another one.
He asked. Well, then he asked me, Andy, what do you want? What kind of pizza do you want? And I look him dead in the eye, and I say, Mace, I'm not having any pizza tonight. I think I'll have wings instead. He goes, okay, man, and then orders me a fucking pizza. Apparently.
And we also says, I'm not having pizza. Andy's not having pizza. Kelsey's not having pizza.
I'm not
Rich not
having
having pizza. It's just
So he ordered a
and
pizza for
Matthew.
every
Mace-
person at this
Mace and
table.
Mace and Matthew.
He basically ordered a pizza for every
We got
person
6
at this
pizzas.
table.
Yeah, we had 6 pizzas.
And they're like
So-
extra, they're called like Colosso.
Yeah. So we
I
got
am
the biggest
Colosso.
pizza. They got the biggest pizza they got. So we ordered the 2 that we asked for. He did not order the 3 that we suggested.
I would have had some
for-
Supreme, too.
I was so excited for cheese. I wanted Supreme. I wanted cheese, and I was like, if I'm not feeling olives, I'll just have a regular pep.
3
I'm
orders
so
of garlic
excited.
knots.
So then
We didn't mention garlic knots.
Hold on. Derek asked for 1 thing of garlic
Oh.
knots, so we got 3.
I didn't even have any of the garlic nuts.
There is a.
I didn't even have
Other
any of the fucking
pizzas,
garlic nuts.
He got lasagna pizza. Nobody asked for that. Nobody. He got bacon and garlic. Nobody asked for
You know it looks delicious lasagna pizza.
Well, bacon and garlic, that's got to be a Mace.
Yeah, that's
But you also got meatball
He
and
got
garlic.
meatballs.
If you get
that's
2
another
lasagna
piece.
pizzas, it's like getting one.
Why not just get bacon and hands me
That's very funny. That's very
And
funny.
then
Unappreciated.
when all of this is said and done, Derek and I are waiting outside for Matthew to show up. And the first car that rolls up, I'm like looking inside. I'm like, I think that might be him. And it's not. It's the delivery guy for the food. And he brings
Is that Matthew?
He brings over. No, wait. Hold on, wait. He brings over these 2 big bags of food, and I'm like, oh shit, that's a lot. And he hands me his heavy. Derek's like, I'll run it upstairs, and I'm like, okay, I want to stay out here just in case Matthew shows up. And then the guy goes, hold on, wait, I have to get the pizzas. And I'm like, oh, okay. I am not fucking kidding you. That the pizza boxes, I have to back up for this, okay? This dude hands me pizzas. The boxes are this wide, okay?
Yeah.
And because it's 6 pizzas, it's a fucking cube. And he hands me the pizzas and he goes, careful, it's heavy. And I go, how heavy could pizza? Oh, fuck! And I'm like, I feel like I'm doing the Stones in fucking, like, the strongman competition where I'm lifting a pizza. I have to, like, deadlift these fucking pizzas. It was a fucking cube of pizzas, and I swear to God, it weighed 50 pounds.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not kidding. It was 50 fucking pounds of pizza.
Yeah.
It's
Anyway.
like 5 in the morning.
Holy
Mace
shit.
has finally left after we're frying outside. I go upstairs and I just see all these pizza boxes, and I have to like bring them downstairs to the kitchen. I'm like,
I can only
hoping don't
imagine
trip.
you were like, where the fuck did all this pizza come from?
Oh, and by the way, when you say some wings, you're thinking, I'm like a tray of wings.
No.
This
100 chickens died tonight.
It was a fucking catering tray of chicken wings! There's still wings in the front!
Yes.
Is it like 120 wings?
There is a full box of deep fried, like battered shrimp in the fridge right now that nobody
touched.
fried shrimp.
To be fair, I told him for the show, I was like, get the bang bang shrimp, and then he was like, oh, okay, should I get bang bang wings? And I'm like, yeah, I guess. And
Mamma mia! I love Italiano fried shrimp.
Bang Bang is just how Mace says
Dynamite
100.
shrimp.
And so I am
No more.
putting the pizza
Never again.
away. There are 6 giant pizza boxes. I think in total there were 6 slices of pizza eaten.
Yeah.
And I got gallon plastic bags that like Ziploc at the top. I think I filled like 8 of them. 8 gallons of
frozen.
pizza, and I froze it all. And I'm like,
And hopefully our parents will be able to eat pizza for
Parents of
Eat the pizza.
Ooh, lasagna.
it's my favorite pizza.
and also like our parents eat it. Our dad, it's like a peanut butter and jelly. It's like a lot for him. That's a tall order. He's an old man.
That pizza's gonna be good. Like you're gonna be eating that pizza until 2032.
Yeah,
We're gonna bury it in the ground, and someone will find it.
But to be fair, Mace was the only
They
one
hear like
really
Jumanji
taking
drums.
Yeah.
So I give Mace full honor.
Well, 'cause
No, it's fine.
Yeah, so
anytime-
anyone in chat who says, why are you picking on Mace about the $400 worth of pizza?
This is why.
This is why.
Well, we just like to also.
We
pick on
do
Mace.
also really
Oh
like to
God, I
He's a good sport.
fucking forgot.
We were all
about this
very
whole-
entrenched in everything we were doing.
If he were here right now, his laugh would wake up the entire neighborhood.
Yeah, I agree.
And
We have to retell the story when
Matthew didn't
Oh,
say
yeah.
anything, too. He came upstairs and, wow, they really like fucking pizza.
And he made fun of me because I'm like, well, Kelsey got some grapes, and I have some cheese from Sam's Club, so I don't
No,
know.
you said Costco. I had
Well,
to correct
Costco,
you.
what I mean, but I was eating cheese snackers and grapes. And so,
Andy and I were eating wings, and I got like a zoodle pasta that I ate. Oh, and as he was leaving, he like was opening all the pizzas. He's like, "We fucked up with the pizza." No, Lillard.
Yeah, we fucked up. We fucked up with the pizza. Incredible.
Anyway,
What I would like to do is read some of these
funny as
questions
fuck.
that we can't answer because I think that they're creative questions.
Yeah, sure.
And I'd like to
Fuck
read them
those.
out loud, but I'll just rapid fire
These
through
are
them 'cause I
creative
think-
questions that we can't answer
Yeah,
because Lillard's
the first
here.
one was from Borgor. What is his headcanon for Stu in the Scream universe? Dead, alive, /plotting, alive, remorseful, etc. When did he start getting into D&D? We actually did answer that around the age of 21.
he was in college.
And then what was his favorite role he has to date? We didn't ask him that.
can we pause?
Yeah.
Sad Mummy Boy just gifted 50 subs.
What?
50 subs.
Man.
Sad Mummy Boy.
Sad Mummy Boy.
Thank you so much. And Morgan Lee Maven twisted Well, not a twist, but gifted 500 bits.
Thank you.
Incredible.
Thank
Holy,
you.
thank you
so much, Sad Mummy Boy.
Thank you.
Holy shit.
Is that
Thank you.
was that the name of that Amumu trailer from like 2000?
I was just gonna mention
Oh,
it.
wow.
It's a great trailer.
Yeah, it's a great video.
There was a song.
That was like the proof of concept of Riot Music.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, and animation.
Sad Mummy Boy, come marching
I don't
home.
know.
Not like that.
Was it?
No.
Another question
not
from
even
Heathen
close.
Girl was,
Bad
Matthew,
mummy.
what do you think about the Adventures team and their shenanigans after playing with them? I would love to hear it from him in person. I know he said lots of really lovely stuff during the video about how he could,
Off camera though, he was like, "Fuck these guys."
no. he said that he could sense our camaraderie. You know, he could tell
Yeah.
that we were genuine
Fellowship.
people. Fellowship.
I
was a
think,
good word that
yeah,
he
I think
used.
one of my favorite things that he said was when he was talking about how, as a group, we felt like, you know, him playing with his friends, and that, like, you know, you can, the group really are just a bunch of goofy friends playing games together. And I think, to me, that's always the biggest
There's some like serendipity with all of this because it was crazy. He was sitting here and we were chatting, and he's like, you know, me and my friends always say that D&D is the best thing you can do with a life. And that
did
is
say
so
that.
Yeah.
close to what
Yeah.
Derek has always said since I've known it. I've literally since I've known you.
The best way to
7
spend a
years. The best way to spend a life. And Derek has been saying it's the best way to like use your brain or like spend like or you can do with your brain. And it's so close and like the sentiment's so similar. Like we're just aligned.
When you do
That's what we
finally-
mean when we talk about like organic, right? There's just
Yeah.
a philosophical like positivity that Lillard brings to the table. And you saw him in this session. He's all in all of the time, 100%
Yeah.
committed. He came and he whole assed it, and that's the same. It feels great to have alignment that way.
Kirana says, as a man who has incredible range and a huge heartthrob for my generation, what was your favorite character class? And also, how do you relax after intense scenes or gameplay? Again, I wish we could answer that for him, but we are
Great
unable
question.
to. So
Great
good question, though. Danielle wants to know, and I love this question. If you went back and told yourselves from 6 years ago that you'd have the highest earning D&D Kickstarter ever, and that you got to play a session with Matthew Lillard, do you think they'd believe you? So if
No.
if I was 2015 Andy and 2023 Andy suddenly,
Let's say 2017. We're streaming. We're starting to stream.
2017 Andy and
Brooklyn
2023 shows up. Brooklyn Andy. Yeah, when I got I changed the whole personality when I got to Brooklyn. Hey, bada bing, bada boom. Yeah, $400 pizza.
Speaking of
Nothing.
which, before you answer that, who would like to buy a slice of pizza? Avantress Pizzeria
We'll
is
sign
now
it.
open.
We'll sign the
We will
pizza.
send you a
in
frozen
our
slice of
Russian
pizza.
Bear Mafia makes the best point. May spent 1/1000th of the crooked moon on pizza.
That's coming out
No,
of his
it's
paycheck.
not one. It's
Is it 1/10,000?
1/10,000.
Yeah,
I was gonna
smaller than
say,
that. Yeah, there
holy
you go.
shit.
Or
we're-
1/100,000.
We're fucked.
You're all right, Russian Bear Mafia.
If 2023 Andy suddenly appeared in front of 2017 Andy, my 2017 Andy's initial thought would be like, holy shit, you have earrings and why is your hair so long? And would be like, what the fuck? And then
It's a good look.
And then would be like, would be ronburgundy.jpg. I don't believe you.
Yep.
And then
really
also would
funny.
get checked into a psychiatric hospital immediately. I'm seeing myself in the future, Doc. You gotta help me. That's about how it would go. I would never fucking believe it. I still don't believe it. I'm here right now. It just happened. I don't fucking believe it.
I would be filled with intense fear if my version of myself showed up and told me that, because I wouldn't know the steps that I took in order to get from path A to point B, from A to B.
You are so
and so I would be constantly questioning
Yes.
all of the things that
my God, what if I fuck it up?
What if I
Left or
fuck it
right?
up?
What if I don't get there?
And
so
that
frost.
fear
What if
would
it's not
stop me from taking
predetermined?
the steps that we took in order to get here. I'm sure that I
Shit,
wouldn't
you're
be.
right.
Yeah.
I have to fix the timeline.
I am very
I have to start
cautious.
throwing my hair out immediately. It would throw everything off. I have to get my ears pierced. It'd be 4 years too early. I did a
but I
horrific
think
infection and died.
Time would be a flat circle, and like no matter what you did, it would always.
Hopefully.
That's right. I hope.
Yeah, I think so.
For me,
Rich would have believed it.
Rich would have been like, yes, I am validated.
High five,
Yeah,
man!
no, that's exactly. He would have been like, I knew it.
I knew it.
this is still super surreal, right? But when we from the first time we streamed,
Snuggy, hi! Hi.
Hey, Snuggie. Welcome on in.
Rich is about to reveal that his future self did show up.
Yeah.
That's the only reason we're here.
You'll never understand. You'll never know.
But
I
Six
felt
years.
like it was lightning in a bottle, and I felt
be
like
nice.
we had something profoundly special. To the scale of playing D&D with Matthew Lillard and making $4 million on a Kickstarter, absolutely not.
Yeah.
But I always had this sense, which has been my fire that has driven, me to kind of keep doing this. So maybe not like surprised, but definitely like,
Excited.
very excited.
I think I had the same answer as you.
On Saturday, the four of us had our 2024 planning meeting, and we also did some workshopping.
Can we announce that?
Can we say?
hold up.
You almost.
I almost fucked up.
Let's do this.
I almost fucked up.
I love the idea of making the announcement now, sans everything else that comes with the announcement.
Yes.
But finish your thought first.
Yes.
So
We're about to get exclusive.
we worked from
Thank you for joining us.
noon to 11 p.m. on Saturday. And I was just sort of I was getting coffee and I was getting up and I was just just feeling really fortunate and just lucky. And,
Wait, when?
and on Saturday.
Oh.
We were meeting all day and working on stuff and talking about what you're about to mention. And I poured my coffee and I'm walking back to the table and I'm like, guys, thanks for not giving up on the vision.
Oh, you did say that. That was
Yeah.
a very sweet moment.
And that's very much how I'm feeling right now.
That was very nice.
It's a very, very surreal place to be in, and this year's been fucking insane.
Speaking of giving up, there is an announcement that I can make.
Yeah, there is.
7 days ago, I quit my job.
Hey, Derek
I
is
didn't even know you were talking
full-time
about.
on Friday evening.
I am now full-time fucking Evantress. Let's fucking
You're
go.
not fucking
Holy
Evantress
shit.
full time. That's disgusting.
Five
You don't know.
folks.
It's
Five
at
folks
your
full
fucking
time.
admin.
That
I'm
means
fucking Evantress.
everyone
Also-
on the
Who's
screen right
Evantress?
now, we do this for a living.
And speaking
right.
of giving up, Derek has sworn that starting on January, his New Year's resolution is to never mention studio diapers ever again.
That's right.
We have it in writing.
That's right. Because I've introduced a new product, we're bringing on the studio catheters, everybody. The studio catheters are the new wave of the future.
In all seriousness, we have a lot of announcements that are going to come with this next thing that I'm going to say.
Yes.
But we're going to leave all of that aside for now. What's important is that the people who are here right now will get a little sneak peek of a thing that we've been cooking up for a little bit. And starting... Oh, I just want to make sure we're on this. Starting in the first week of January, we're on the same page. I'm about to announce the same thing that you wanted to announce. Starting in the first week of January.
It's the
Unless
second
they
week. It's
do
the second
Announce
week.
however you want to do it. Yes,
okay.
yes.
I thought-
I want to make sure I'm saying the
I
same
thought it
thing.
was the
and I
second
don't-
week, but
Starting in the first week of January 2024, Legends of Evantress is going to be bringing you all a brand new Patreon-only campaign that we will be playing weekly.
That's huge.
Can I say something?
A weekly campaign.
If you wanted to see Michael DM a campaign,
That's right.
this is where you will see it.
My
So-
time has come.
So anybody who has joined us within the last, year probably isn't used to the idea of Mikey DMing.
No, not at all.
But legend has it that he is a prolific DM.
Legend
Yeah.
has it that Nikki wouldn't DM. Mikey walked so that I could crawl.
There you go.
It's true.
I don't know if that's how.
Not quite
I don't know if
saying,
that's how it
but
goes.
that's okay.
Whatever.
The sentiment is there. The idea is that we wanted to bring all of you more Dungeons and Dragons. And we wanted to kind of beef up the Patreon offerings. And we just are, now that we're full-time, more of us are full-time, what it's going to look like, we're trying something a little different. Mike is going to DM, and Richie, Derek, and I are going to be the players.
Yep.
It'll just be the four dudes for now.
The four
It's going to be a
workhorses of
small,
Evantress, as
yes, the
we've
four
been,
workhorses of Evantress. It's going to be a small party
of the apocalypse.
We've never tried a small party like this, really. But
No,
but
it'll
there
be
are
an
lots
experiment.
of lots of people who do it. There are lots of other groups who do it.
Totally.
Do you want to announce the name of the campaign and
The name
talk
of the
about it a little bit?
campaign is working title. We've been kicking around this name since 2020.
2020.
The Shroud over Saltmarsh. So the formerly canceled forever campaign is no longer canceled.
It'll be.
It
People
was
are
just on
asking,
the shelf.
People are asking what tier you'll need to be. It will be Pearl Dolphin and up.
Yep, Pearl Dolphin and up. So so this is coming. I'm sure you're going to mention this. That is coming in a big overhaul of our Patreon.
Yeah,
offerings.
and we're not going to get into that right now. We're making it so that also Gold Monkeys get a little extra stuff too. So we're doing a massive overhaul. We're shuffling things around. We're going to make the official announcement tomorrow, and I'll have my DMs open. You guys can ping me on Discord. We can talk about it and make sure everybody's happy. But yes, can talk about the campaign.
So it is basically I wanted to. When I discovered the Saltmarsh book, I wanted to do something in that vein. And then I bought the book and I read the book and I'm like, woof. But there's a lot of good stuff here. And I think I mentioned this before years ago.
You've talked about this many times over the years.
But basically what I want to do is I'm taking Ghosts of Saltmarsh and I'm basically synthesizing it, blowing it up into fucking Minecraft blocks, Lego blocks if you're old, and rebuilding basically a campaign with tons of extra flavor. It is basically lightly inspired. It is loosely inspired by the Ghost of Saltmarsh module. It is going to be a coastal campaign. There will be some seafaring, but it's not like a high seas kind of One Piece style island hopping adventure. Mm-hmm. It will be a coastal campaign. And I'm very excited. It's a story that I had been working on since 2020. And it's one of those things where I'm like, God, this,
You literally got icebounded.
Yeah.
It was suddenly you just had time to let it like stew and marinate and simmer. It's nice.
Yeah. So,
So Richie will play a lizard warlock.
How did you know? I'm playing my bearded toad. Is it bearded toad? Horned toad.
Horned toad.
Well, there's bearded dragon.
There's a bearded dragon, which is a type of lizard.
I think horned toad.
Is the bearded dragon what's in Rango? Whatever that is.
Yes.
I'll check. I've got the internet right here.
So yes, it will be. It will be a weekly campaign that will be available to dolphins and up.
Chameleon.
No. It's the guy, his little friend. Anyway.
Horned toad.
Do you want to talk about who we're playing?
Kinda, yeah.
It's up to you guys.
I will go around the table and say what we are.
Let's do it.
We'll be joined by Kaio, the Water Genasi Astral Self Monk.
Fucking wait.
He will be joined by Poros, the Aasimar. What type of Aasimar?
I forget what it's called.
Yeah, an Aasimar Hero Paladin, Glory Paladin. Glory Paladin. And then we have Montgomery Crumb, a GIF Artillerist. So a well-balanced party, a very fun party. It'll be very fun.
Fucking
so yeah,
it's gonna be so much fun. We're super excited. We're gonna film some behind-the-scenes stuff, probably talking about the character creation process.
Yeah, because that went really well when you guys did for Witchlight, right?
Yes.
And everybody really loved that. So
Yeah.
we'll have some behind-the-scenes exclusive stuff to go on Patreon about the character creation process because we've been doing a lot of workshopping.
And we may be able to get that out even before the campaign begins, so everyone can sort of primer themselves.
Absolutely.
I'm really excited for this party because we don't have a healer.
We do not have a full caster.
It's a very unique. We don't have a full caster.
Yeah.
It's a very unique party.
We're just gonna have to kill them faster than
I can't
they kill
wait.
us.
I cannot fucking
I have
wait.
some fun DM ideas. I have seen some fun DM.
Yeah, you mentioned some stuff that homebrew stuff that you were thinking about. It's going to be awesome. So anyway, the full announcement for Patreon changes will be coming tomorrow. And we'll give. It's going to be extremely detailed. It's a shitload of information, but I will be there. We will all be there to help answer questions. So nobody panic. Anyway, I think that was a fun little reveal.
Yeah.
And
thanks for tuning in.
Yeah.
As a thank you for bearing with us, someone do /uptime or !uptime. What is it?
Did anyone else? What should be?
We've been live for 6 hours and 15 minutes. Okay.
Oh, sorry, I forgot. We didn't swap it over.
Oh, we've been recording this whole time. Ooh.
Did anybody else answer the question about going back to 6 years ago and telling your future self, past self? Anybody else not answer that one? Did everybody answer?
Oh,
Did you
I
answer?
just said I wouldn't have believed it.
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
Before we move on, I just want to make sure.
I mean, I didn't believe it when Rich told me last week, like, hey, by the way, do you mind DMing for Matthew Lillard? I was like, I'm sorry, what?
I'm sorry, what?
Do you mind?
It's like the cat.
No.
By By the way, speaking of announcements, in case you missed it, we're also special guests at PAX Unplugged.
Oh shit!
Big one.
Speak of the
Wow.
devil.
That's a big
Speak of
one.
the devil. We will be doing a live show on the main stage, prime time on Friday.
Yeah, so
Yes.
if you were kind of on the fence about going, we're going to be doing another live show, and the one at Gen Con was to die for.
It was to die
So,
for.
you know, not to gas you up too much here.
So we will be at
wanna
so
visit?
special guests at PAX Unplugged. We will be at the main stage.
We're not on the website yet.
No.
But hopefully, the next day or two.
this is a very quick move.
Very last minute.
Yeah.
So we will be on the main stage at 8:30 p.m. It's 2.5 hours.
Friday?
Yeah. 8:30
I think
to
that's only
11.
2 or 2.5.
It's 8:30 to 11 p.m.
Yes, 2.5
How long
hours.
was the Gen Con one? That was longer, wasn't it?
That was
That
3
was
hours.
3
I was
and a
going to
half.
say,
3 or
it was
4
at least
Three?
three.
Boy, it didn't feel. It felt like 3
It was
minutes.
at least
Holy
3.
fuck.
Yeah, it was 3 hours.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And we will also be doing our hangout. I know I said in the announcement post that it was going to be at 4 p.m. We might adjust it.
Yeah, stay
But we are
tuned.
doing our official Avengers hangout on Saturday.
Saturday at some point
some point.
in the late afternoon to early evening, or maybe even late evening. We'll see.
Correct.
Will be recorded. Ask Kevin. They have a whole video TV crew at the main stage, so I'm hoping they can get us a recording. I don't know if they're going to stream it on Pax's channel.
Oh, yeah.
We probably
We
won't
need
have
to-
the ability to record it, as always.
Hopefully, they're gonna have one of those crane arms and just gonna.
I don't think there's any way that I'm going to get a setup that's going to work on a like a janky ass, my janky ass setup on the main stage.
Especially if they've already got gear fucking everywhere.
I think that my guess is they're going to record it. I'm going to ask them
That
to
would be
record it.
very nice.
Yeah.
We'll see what we can do. But we discussed, wouldn't it be cool to one day be guests at PAX? And that's another thing as far as like Matthew Lillard, 4 biggest D&D Kickstarter, you know. It's one of those things where like, this has been like a 2-week thing where I'm like, ah!
Yeah,
Well, I'll never forget, like, it is...
it's the skeleton in the chair.
Yeah.
Who's like red and his eyes are
Oh,
glowing.
yep.
It's the very first PAX Unplugged. I think it's like 2016?
2017.
Or 2017?
Yep.
And it was only me, Mike, and Nikki. And we were waiting in line
That's so
to
fun.
watch Chris Perkins play
It was dice camera
Dice
action.
Camera Action.
Yeah, and Chris Perkins was just, there were not that many people there. Chris Perkins was just walking through the line, like
Yep.
shaking people's
He
hands.
was dressed
'Cause
as
you
a
guys-
Sararak.
You
Yes,
guys,
He was cosplaying a Sararak.
Yeah.
It's like was that year one?
Yeah, that was your
Yes,
one.
2017.
That's the one I missed.
That was where they had Pat Rothfuss
Pat Rothfuss.
as a guest player.
Yeah.
And it's like, I honestly didn't know how big of a fucking deal he was until afterwards.
Yeah.
And that he's like a huge legendary author.
And we weren't streaming, we were just fans, right?
Yeah.
And so it's cool to like be on that stage. How many years later?
Yeah, it's
6 years later.
wild.
6 years later?
'Cause,
We had just started streaming.
Yeah.
They had a
right.
cute little meet and greet. At
Yes,
one
you got
point.
some stickers from
I
Holly
got
Conrad.
I got some stickers, and then I got some gears from Anna Prosser.
Both of them will be, they're also guests this year.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. Anyway, if you can make it to Philly, it's only a 3-day con,
Yeah.
which sucks because it's short, but it makes it cheaper because it's
Short.
only 3 days.
And I think that they're getting the feedback from a lot of people to hopefully
longer.
next year get a lot more lead time so everyone can kind of alert their audience.
And make it 4 days, goddammit.
Well, that'll
it's
never
the only PAX that's 3 days.
Really?
I think it's the only PAX that's 3 days.
Well,
Damn it!
all right. Well,
Yeah, damn it.
Let's talk
Anyway.
after the session.
I'm gonna leave a.
Alpha Lupus asked 2 questions that we've kind of already touched on, but I still want to read their question. Anyway, who contacted you for the team up? It was pretty mutual. And 2, people often say never meet your heroes. Would you say the same after this experience? Absolutely
No,
not.
absolutely
not.
He was an absolute peach.
Amazing.
Yeah. Sometimes meet your heroes.
He was literally like the sweetest person, very cool. If you have an opportunity to say hello, you should.
He was also extremely.
Gives nice hugs.
Yeah, the hugs were excellent. But
Because someone asked to see a good cuddler. I imagine. The hugs were
I
nice.
have
he
to
could have
imagine
sat
this.
back and like told yarn after yarn because he's a great storyteller. But he spent all the pizza and wings hour before we started playing just asking us about our lives and what we were up to and about the channel and what it was like with the Kickstarter.
How
Right?
we
He's
met,
just
you know,
extremely,
yeah.
just a humble dude, you know.
Yeah, agreed.
It was really cool.
Harley Chaos Gremlin says, did everyone get some time to enjoy themselves not working, or was it all work type stuff and no fun? We continued to work during our break. It was more of a physical rest than a mental rest.
I think
And
basically
we do have a nice, relaxing something coming up soon. So
the main.
The main, I don't know if that's really relaxing.
No, again,
It's gonna be
I
relaxing.
think it will be.
It'll be physically relaxing, not mentally.
Yeah. I think the big difference for me is like I didn't really like have fun, but like I just slept more than I normally would have, and that to me is worth its weight in fucking gold.
Right. We didn't play video games.
Yeah, hibernating.
I had fun.
hibernating.
I played a little video games.
Good for you.
Hey,
I
you know,
haven't
that's awesome.
played a video game in 8 years.
dog's age.
In a dog's age.
There you go.
Remember when I thought I could like paint Warhammer minis while also
Doing all of this?
doing all this?
that's-
You should get
fun.
back to it.
I was such a fool.
No.
I
just
was
stream.
Maybe in my 40s.
Just stream.
I was leafing through the book you gave me,
Oh,
the vampires.
the vampires, yeah.
I can't remember what they're called at the moment, and I was like, I gotta get
Soulblight
get some of these.
Grave Lords.
Yes. I was like, I gotta buy some models.
They just had a huge fuck. Anyway.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Yeah.
Chloe Zooey, the milligram herself, says.
Oh.
Again, we kind of touched on this, but okay. So now, who is next on y'all's play D&D with bucket list? There's a lot of people on the bucket list, but it would be more of a not like there are a lot of people I'd like to play with, not on stream, just like to play a game with, right? Like in that capacity.
I have an answer to this,
Yeah.
and it's because I was reading up on Beetle and Grimm's, and I was just going through their channel, and they had a one-shot featuring Matthew Lillard and Deborah Ann Wall. Was another
she's
player.
great.
She's an
And
awesome
she looks
player.
like the
She's
same kind of
excellent.
whole-ass
Yes.
player that you
Yeah.
would want to have.
Yeah.
Like, seriously,
yeah.
I
I
got
would
it.
love for her. I would love to play.
Yeah.
her
She.
table.
I also admit that in 2017 I had no idea who she was. She was on at what's it called, Dice Game Action, right? Or is that somebody else?
No.
Oh.
She's she
What was it
DM'd.
called?
When I first saw Deborah Anwell, rather, I just
There was a Wizards of the Coast.
I didn't know who
official
she was.
Thing,
I was
I
like,
think,
damn,
wasn't
that's a
it?
fucking
Where they,
good player.
It wasn't Wizards of the Coast. It was
something.
when Geek and Sundry
That's what it
was trying to
was.
survive post-Critical Role as they were rolling off. They had a subscription service called Alpha.
Alpha.
I
Yep.
believe.
Yep.
And they made
yeah.
an alpha-only D&D game to sort of replace Critical Role, and she DM'd that, and she
So
was fucking
good.
phenomenal.
That's what it was.
Phenomenal
That's what it
DM.
was.
That's
Someone who can be
Absolutely.
on both sides of the
Yeah.
screen with that level of intensity and
Yeah.
talent is someone I would want to play with, and so that's my bucket list in terms of someone who I've seen that I think would be great. Henry Cavill would be obviously.
Oh yeah,
like,
yeah.
That
but
Warhammer
I don't know.
one-shot, that's
I don't know
with
how.
Cavill.
Or a World of Warcraft one.
Or
shot.
WoW. Oh,
Fucking Witcher one shot.
Or-
no.
Shit.
That's actually on my bucket list. If he wants to, I will design the most intense,
Happy,
deep
get
cut,
on it.
deep cut WoW one shot for
Yeah.
him or Warhammer 40K thing.
No, it
I
has
can
to
do it
be.
all.
It has to be like Ice Crown Citadel, Scourge.
Oh
like,
my god.
Yeah. So
But
that's-
he
Just
still has to
stop.
play The
Just
Witcher.
Stop.
Like find a way to just
No,
fucking
there was
multiverse
some
it.
bad blood there. We don't want to have him.
yeah,
relive
we
all
don't want
that.
to drudge that up.
A Lover's Rose says, which moments from the one shot are you most looking forward to seeing fan art for? And then Icebound Art question, what do the runes on Yorn's Mammoth Tusk mean?
Anything with Gary Goodberry.
Yeah, anything with Gary Goodberry.
What was
I
the
want
first question?
The entire end.
The end.
Spoiler alert for the one shot. Yeah.
Ring Chad.
Yeah,
that's
ring
funny as
Chad.
fuck.
I need a ring Chad shirt. But no, all of the ways that that Chaos claimed the party, I would love to see fan art of that because I think it's funny, especially the reincarnation that went around.
Oh, that one. That's really good.
Savage.
That's desperate.
I even said, I don't know if you kept it in, but I had rolled pretty well all night, and then the last like 4 rolls of the night were awful for
Yeah.
me, and I got smoked. Back-to-back paralysis, and then
Yep.
fucking smoked by the chaos.
I burned all my luck on that one hundo.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was
Yep.
That was really fun.
I'll take Frost as Dr. Manhattan with the fucking
That's
spear.
really good.
Funny.
I want to see. I guess it wouldn't be fan art. I want like the alternate universe where Clayton's plan actually worked and everyone lived and saved the world. I want to see like an alternate universe.
We were this close to perfection.
We were so close. So close.
Oh shit.
Filthy Pagan Brewmaster.
Oh, what was the other question?
the Yornir's-
runes,
yeah, the runes on
it's
Yornir's
just
tusk.
it just says Mammut in Elder Futhark.
There you go.
On the tusks it's all just various runes of protection and its spirituality. Each one has its own meaning.
Well done. Not a question, but I wanted to say you guys are the absolute best at what you do. My wife and I have been enjoying Edge of Midnight from the beginning. And Matthew, you are one of our favorite actors. Five Nights at Freddy's was so much fun. But our favorite movie you made was definitely 13 Ghosts. I also am a fan of that movie.
I gotta watch
Thanks
that.
so much for all the hours of fun. We love you all.
But it's fun.
Yeah, I think
camp horror.
13 Ghosts is severely underrated. I think it's very fun. I think the twists in it are great. And I forget who was the star of that movie after him. The guy. I gotta look it up real quick.
Hold on. I got you.
IMDb 13 Ghosts.
You've got Tony Shalhoub.
That's who it was. Tony Shalhoub.
Oh,
he's fantastic
I love
in
Tony
it.
Shalhoub.
and Beth David.
If you like, what was he? He was Monk. Yeah, if you like Monk, you like Tony Shalhoub. He was fantastic in 13 Ghosts. Absolutely
What
fantastic.
was the theme song? It was Randy Newman.
Yeah, probably.
Anyway.
Yeah, anyway, thank you so much for the nice comment. Fungus Clown said, absolutely loved that campaign. What characters did you almost bring instead, and what would their catchphrase have been? The only other character I probably would have played was Torbeck, unless you guys, we had talked about me playing something more serious, and then I could have played like Shepard, or I could have played something.
You were Scrim.
No, it worked out very well.
Perfect.
Thank you.
In that one shot.
What would Torbeck's catchphrase be? Probably would have been, oh god,
Guys, not.
yeah, or
Not again.
Torbeck's actual catchphrase is he always goes, hey guys, before saying something ridiculous.
That's
But that's not a
really
very good catchphrase for the game, so I'd have to come up with something else.
Clayton was the plot device. There was never any consideration for me, but I very much wanted my catchphrase to be Kinkies.
Kinkies.
Which
That's
is
very deep cut.
But it was a deep cut, and I didn't want to do like a Scooby-Doo reference. Like, even though that was totally unrelated to Matthew Lillard when I first made
I think
that
he
up.
would have been very cool with it, but we just didn't
He
know.
would have, but at the time, I didn't know that, so we
don't wanna
decided
make
to
anybody
axe it, and I just sort of...
uncomfortable,
I mean, I referenced Professor Layton instead, and that's like deeper cut, weirdly, because nobody knows those games, so...
I was actually very torn between Barnabas and Sarnax and Gary.
Yeah, it was close.
Barnabas is a fighter.
You
I think
you talked about
Sarnax would have
Sarnax.
been amazing.
We talked about Sarnax for a long time.
But I think that at the end of the day, because of me designing like the overall session, Sarnax, I can justify why Gary's not contributing and driving things.
Yeah.
Sarnax, you can't justify that. So,
well, and the way that he played Joe Titi, I think, would have been too...
It would have been too similar.
Similar
It would have been
to-
too similar
to
to Sarnax, and so I'm glad I didn't. But I think it would have been cool to play. So I don't know if we mentioned that in the actual video, if we cut that out, that we basically kept all of our classes to the 4 classes available in Ring of Chaos. So we only had fighter, cleric, rogue, and wizard.
I think I didn't cut that out.
That was very deliberate.
So that did influence our character picks.
But I think playing Barnabas as a fighter in that would have been very fun.
Yeah, Torbeck
I
would have
agree.
to be a rogue.
Yeah.
I don't think that any of my other characters made sense. It had to be Morning Frost, and I don't think I left any money on the table not using my fucking legs as my catchphrase.
The chat was so mad.
I'm sorry,
I was mad.
We were very sad that you
I'm
didn't
sorry.
pick that.
I didn't mean to disappoint anyone, but
Your pick was better.
I liked
Your
it.
pick
I
was
thought
better.
it was good.
It was funnier.
But Derek is like, well, Frost doesn't have a catchphrase. I'm like, there's a shirt in our merch store with something that Frost says.
Yeah.
That is the definition of a catchphrase.
But Frost doesn't think about it like
expectations. I liked it.
No, I thought it was still very good. But you can't say that it's not a catchphrase.
it is a catchphrase. But Frost doesn't have one
Yeah.
to make the distinction.
That is fucking pussy. That was
Lady
Well, that's
Alexandrona
pretty-
wants to know, why was no one Orpheus?
I guess Gary's not a PC. Well, we don't have art of Orpheus, so like,
yeah.
we wanted characters that we actually have art of, and Gary was just barely squeaked in because we had the sticker.
He is
and
barely
Derek
a
did Derek did Photoshop magic to get rid of the hay out of the emote sticker.
Yeah.
art.
Oh, this is actually a really good question because this did not stay in the original video. Obsidian Creates wants to know, if Scrim, Goodberry, Frost, or Clayton had gotten the ring, what would they have wished for? So we did a very short. We did not show the Adventures in Chill. We did
I figured that we could put that on Patreon.
Yeah,
Make that a little
we should. That's
special
a great idea.
Patreon.
We did a very short Adventures in Chill because it was very late, where basically we told Matthew kind of how we do Adventures in Chill normally, but instead of doing all of the extraneous stuff, answering questions, all we kept it to was our favorite moment and what our character would have wished for had they gotten the ring.
Yep.
And I won't spoil everything else, but, well, should we answer?
I'll say what Gary was.
Good.
Is that Gary would have said, "Gosh, I wish we never went looking for the ring." And
Yeah.
so my idea is everyone just wake up, having never gone to go get the ring. That's
and not have been atomized.
And not have been
chaos.
atomized and all that. I don't know if it would have worked. It probably would have monkey pawed in
If
a terrible
Scrim
way.
had gotten the ring, I said that he would have wished for the Advantress equivalent of an Oscar Mayer Wienermobile whistle. He would have committed to the bit, and he would have gotten a true blue Oscar Mayer
That's very
Wienermobile
funny.
whistle.
I think for me, right, I think a lot of the wishes were like, oh, if all of a sudden we weren't corrupted by chaos anymore and we're back to our normal selves. But I was thinking of it as, oh, we're like kind of fully corrupted by chaos and want to control the gods of chaos. So I'm like, okay, like if all of a sudden Clayton snaps back to sort of normal, I think he would have just wished for his plan to actually work. But if he didn't, I think that Clayton, if it's true to the spirit of the game, and anyone that wins sort of falls to chaos, he would just basically want to be like emperor of the planet and basically bring chaos to Avantris.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going full like, I don't know, I'll take a ham sandwich. That's the territory I was like, oh,
Yeah.
That's very funny.
Yeah.
Jericho Numi, Gary Goodbear's a PC gives such Tom Bombadil energy. Yeah, that was kind of actually what I was going for.
I love that.
I think I saw someone said his goddess should have been Goldberry, which would have been awesome.
Yeah,
I actually
really good.
considered that, but I'm like, that's a deep cut that no one's gonna fucking get.
Yeah.
So
Guntherfish wants to
good
know,
pull. Good pull.
what was the most shocking interaction your characters had with Matthew's character? I have two.
I have one for you.
My most shocking interaction with Scrim dealing with Joe TT was that our Cleric of Peace wanted to murder our Goblin so badly. That was pretty shocking. But what I will say...
And our wizard.
And the wizard.
And everyone.
And
as
everyone
an
else.
honorable mention, what I absolutely loved, and this is something that I will endeavor to do in future one-shots, when Matthew showed up and introduced his character and he dropped, I am madly in love with one of you, that was such a clever twist.
so
Everyone was like,
It doesn't do anything. It doesn't change the session. It doesn't fuck up
No.
the plans. It doesn't fuck with the DM. It
No.
doesn't fuck with the other players. But it's just this cool little like air of mystery. It was, and I mean this in every sense of the word. It was genius.
it was genius.
It's really good.
I
It was
can't
very
believe
good.
none of us
I
have
was-
thought of
I
anything
was
like
boggled.
that before.
I was
and it was just a fun little thing.
It was so good.
That it instantly gave every single person at the table a little bit of ammo to roleplay with somebody we've never roleplayed with before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking brilliant. So that's my honorable mention. Those are my two.
Whole ass.
Yeah, I mean, I endeavor to do that someday at a table at a con when I sit down with strangers. It's fucking brilliant.
I have so many fucking funny like moments that I can just pick out where I think probably
The communal magic missiles between the two of you.
That was really good.
Oh, you guys just blasting each other back and forth and
And
like.
you're always going in to hold each other's hands, and then bam!
that was
Orb of Annihilation, I just fucking love.
Oh my
the
God.
whole Orb of Annihilation,
was-
and that was my pull. But specifically with Matthew, towards the end of that scene when we're about to go through the fish mouth and go to the next part of the dungeon, is before he pulls his magic item, he's like, "You need to give me the sphere so I can destroy it. I'm begging you."
Yeah.
And it transitions from Joe TT to begging me to just Matthew begging me, like halfway through. He's like, "Please, I'm begging you," and I'm like, "I'm sorry, I can't." We will, I think, eventually have to talk about the mystery that he dropped with who he loved.
And that was
theories.
something where I'm so glad that it was the Orb of Annihilation that was the 100. But when I assembled that table, I had no idea that mechanically
It's garbage.
It's garbage.
it must be better than
sucks.
we're interpreting. It's got to be better than we were interpreting, or we weren't thinking of the rules correctly.
Well, no.
But
I mean,
I'm so glad for the fear. Everyone knows what a sphere of annihilation. And I think that it was still the catharsis was perfect for 100.
It was hilarious.
I think
I don't know what
you got to think as a bonus action 4d10 every round is insane. That's very good.
It's very good.
It's just not
game breaking.
It's not Sphere of Annihilation title dangerous, right?
Yeah.
And the idea is that if you're smaller than the sphere, it will still just eat you. Now, if it was like a 4-foot sphere or a 5-foot sphere, then you're just eating people. right?
It should be a ball of lightsabers. It should just cut through fucking everything.
You should have been able to send it straight through the worm, and it should have killed it.
I agree.
That would have been
I looked down at my. I looked at
doesn't
it.
work that way.
Exactly.
Right?
It was like, I was like, what am I going to do?
You never
against
give
this
it
fucking
out
worm?
because you one shot everyone, right?
Literally only our table would be able to RP with something like that.
And you know what's crazy?
You couldn't use that in the game.
I considered having 100 be the deck of many things.
Oh my god.
I'm not gonna lie. When you gave me the list, I almost changed it.
I
Because
thought you
things on
might.
there.
I thought you might, but I thought
I just didn't. I didn't have time.
I thought basically it would slow things down too much. Where like if someone pulls dungeon, there's no way to fucking just pull the asphalt, right?
Yeah.
And so
Because you know Scrim would have been like, give me one of those.
Yeah.
we would have gone through the whole deck. We would have gone through the whole
You guys
fucking deck.
It would
would've
have
gone
broken
through
the
whole
session.
deck.
Yeah.
It
The
would've broken
same
the
way
session.
that
Yeah.
we took so long pulling magical items out of the freaking eyeballs, we would have gone through the whole deck.
Spoilers
we would've been
for-
here till 4 o'clock in the morning.
Spoilers for what it's worth, but it breaks games.
Yeah.
It is a game breaker.
Yeah.
It doesn't play nicely with story.
We should get that on YouTube, by the way.
We absolutely should. I've been begging since June.
Well, now that we're going to have a weekly campaign, I want to get uprooted and, for what it's worth,
promoting.
I'll help.
Promoting.
Let's
the,
go.
Perfect.
Now that I'm full time, I can
fucking
fucking
go.
LOL.
Well, so what's interesting about the Orb of Annihilation is going in as Clayton. I just have to play Clayton like he's always trying to like play chess against himself and literally everyone else. And so I was
It's brilliant.
I was
Clayton's one of
going
my favorite characters ever.
into it like he knows that everyone in the party will probably fall to chaos if they get there, but that he needs to outthink even himself fall into chaos.
Right.
And so I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to do it.
You have to pre-plan.
But that's going to be his plan no matter what it is. Right?
So-
and then when you got the Orb of Annihilation, like, oh, we can do something with this. I can steal it. I'm so good at Arcana. I can whip it. And then I was reading the stats. I'm like, this is fucking horseshit. But then I'm like, oh, I have the case, and I can explode the case and do the thing. And
As soon as I got it, I thought of the case.
If the best thing you can do with it is put it in a bag of holding, and you have a 20% chance, which Nikki actually rolled.
Yeah.
But you have a 20% chance to do something cool. Otherwise, it's like, oh, it goes in the bag.
Yeah.
It goes in the back, or it destroys it.
Yeah,
Or it destroys it.
And that's one of the things that I love about for all of you people who watch Beneath Dark Wings and other media. Why I love playing Virgil Zern. I mean, it's such a fun fucking character trope.
Very
of
similar.
where basically you are keeping secrets because you need to basically pay attention against other people and yourself and be accounting for every other thing. That is such a fun fucking trope, and it's so fun to play.
And it's like saving the world at any cost. We
Yes.
don't care what's considered good or just.
Yep. It's an amazing fucking trope.
It's
It's an
very
amazing. I love, man. I miss Beneath Dark Wings.
Kirana also asked, do you think you will all try Matthew's new alcohol brand? I think so, yes.
Yes,
I think that initially it's
1000%.
probably going to be difficult to get your hands on.
Yeah, you know I'm doing it, boys. Let's go.
No, you're not. You're not.
Mike will not, but only because he doesn't want to. I think that when it becomes available for sure, I imagine it might be pretty difficult to get your hands on it first.
Yeah.
No, what did he say at fucking Game Hall? I think he still said it. And here, it's at like
They're like
2,000.
25,000.
The back order
The
list.
pre-order list alone was like 25K,
Yeah.
and they
And they only
it's small
make
batch.
10,000
It's small
bottles.
batch.
Yeah.
So
the wait
I'm
It's
sure that
gone
they eventually
instantly.
will get there, right? Like if it's new, there's a ramp up process. You can only make so much so quickly,
Yeah.
and it takes time to age and all of that stuff. So eventually, the answer is yes. I'm sure we all will.
It's like trying to start a tequila business. What are you going to do for the next 10 years?
You're gonna wait.
Yeah.
You're gonna wait. Funkin says, "Well done with the one shot. I love that you've said before that you won't really play D&D with anyone else except for friends, so you befriended Matthew. Hee hee hee. My silly question is, did the pugs like Matthew, or did they freak out?
They were asleep,
The pugs
thank
were
God.
asleep. Yeah,
Yeah.
he
They
didn't
were
get to meet the
asleep.
pugs.
They would have freaked out. Remy would have tried to kill him.
Yep.
Yeah, we kept them very far away, so they were settled. They had no sensory
Yep, they had no idea
knowledge
that he was here.
Yeah.
Yep.
Bunny asked the same question. Did Remy and Dagny like Matthew Lillard? And if they did, was Derek jealous? Also, you guys are amazing and I fucking love you. That was epic. Thank you, Mikey, for doing Gary Goodberry's PC again. I love it so much. Thank you, Bunny.
Thank you. I'll bring Gary back.
I don't know if I can ask another question on here, but recently while scrolling through Amazon, I saw this RPG book called Vassin, and I think I noticed Mikey in one of the videos mentioned it and hold it up to talk about it. Will you guys ever do a campaign of Vassin or a one-shot? Thanks. I will give my patented canned response. We are primarily a Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition stream, and I don't know if Vassen uses the same system. I assume it's a different system. I don't know the system, but
it's a D100 system, I believe.
Which there are lots of things that we would love to try. There are lots of systems that we would love to try on stream. The issue is trying to teach 7 people a brand new system is very, very daunting, especially when you're already trying to herd cats. Never say no. It's never an outright no. We've talked about trying Call of Cthulhu, which is also D100. We've talked about playing Cyberpunk Red. We've we've played Powered by the Apocalypse once on stream, but now and moving forward for the foreseeable future, we will continue to be a 5th edition stream.
But
you go ahead.
Just we encourage to try other systems.
Yes.
Yourself.
Yeah. And again, like there's probably a world where we might do something off stream and try it, but it's just hard to teach a bunch of people a brand new system when we've been doing something for 6+ years.
And we're also those people where like a lot of people shit on D&D and 5e. We fucking love it. We're not the people.
It's perfect for us.
Yeah, we fucking love D&D.
I wish combat was a little crunchier.
I complain, but
But we can homebrew things.
still love
fix
it.
things. We change things to our
we're not the kind of people where we're like, oh, if a game doesn't suit our needs, we just can't play that game anymore. We make the game work.
We change the rules.
We fit 5e to suit our table. And it's the perfect foundation for what it is that we do.
I'd like to borrow.
You go through all that trouble like teaching everybody the rules, and then you're like, man, I don't really like this that much. It's like, well, fuck, we just wasted all that time learning a new system. We'll try. I would love to try some other stuff, but it's just it's time.
My biggest regret at Gamehole was there was an entire room dedicated to running Free League publishing games.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Vassen is a Free League game. All of their games are in the same system. I forget the name of the system exactly.
I can't remember.
But I really wanted to demo either Vassen or Dragonbane. Both seem really fucking cool.
Oh, they look amazing.
We just didn't have a chance.
But that's the way to do it.
Yes.
Like, if we're gonna do something like that, we would need to like test the waters at a con and get it demoed.
And also, why you should take care of yourself at conventions is that fucking Luke Stratton from Limithron was going to run Pirate Borg game for us, the game he designed, and he was going to do a Monkey Island themed one shot.
Desperate.
It's not going anywhere.
It's not going anywhere. But basically,
I was sick as a dog.
We were just all annihilated. So take care of yourselves, folks.
Especially Sunday.
Yeah.
I think that there is room for us to occasionally do one-shot systems. Like I really, really want to run 10 Candles. I really, really want to run Dread. There are some other like single shot where you can learn the rules and play in an evening.
Sure, we can do
That's
that.
a lot easier. It's when the tome is this thick, getting everyone to read it and understand it and play it and then do it, and then also we're streaming and then also we're running a business and we're writing a book. All this stuff gets tough. That being said, I read something that makes me want to play Blades in the Dark, or at least borrow this mechanic today. The way that they do inventory. You have your usual inventory, and then apparently you have something called load, where you just assume that you brought the objects that you would have with you. And so during the game, you can spend a certain amount of load to be like, I'm pulling this object out. And
I've always had it.
And I've always had it. So that I have the right tool for the job in the moment. That level of narrative authority being given to the players and having a mechanical crunch connected to it is pretty nice.
That's really cool because
that is really cool.
That's very fun.
That's really
cool.
Stay on theme with your character without having to be like, well, I didn't fucking plan ahead for this thing, so I'm just fucked, and I don't get to do this cool, flavorful thing. I like it.
Well, it's a very PBTA, because Blades in the Dark was originally like a very heavily modified PBTA.
Oh, really?
And now there's a concept of Forged in the Dark, or Born in the Dark, Forged in the Dark, which are all the games that come from that, of which Daggerheart, Critical Role's new
is one
fantasy system,
there's a Tree of Life, by the way.
And so I love Daggerheart, and so if that's any indication of how good Blades of the Dark is, we should
If
talk
you
about
haven't yet, go check out the interview we did with Spencer Stark on our YouTube channel about Daggerheart.
Can I talk about 10 Candles, where I actually played a game at a convention that my buddy ran?
You didn't have the best time, with my recollection.
It was a great time, but we all died instantly.
It was like too punishing.
And so it was one of those things where basically, it's one of those things where every single roll we failed. And so we basically, it ended in like almost no time at all. Maybe that was like bad luck.
Were they playing knockout style, or were they playing
basically it was
corruption?
Whenever we failed the roll, we moved on to the next scene and just snuffed out a candle.
Huh.
And my favorite part is I played Gino. And what I really liked about the narrative, and for real ones who remember, who you have to remember, you can't go back and watch it. You had to be there for Honey Heist.
God.
Remember Gino's cousin Bogo? I got to improv and had the narrative power because of the rules of it's like an apocalyptic thing where the world is ending and my cousin Bogo is an apocalypse prepper, an Armageddon prepper. So we got to go meet Bogo and pilfer his body.
Kind of similar to...
That was very fun.
For what it's worth, and our tokens are flashback tokens.
Yes.
Where we can flashback, we actually prepared for this, and this is how we did it.
I love that.
That was taken specifically for that purpose. Exactly right.
Yeah.
Super good.
We need to get that up on YouTube. I'll help you with that.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah.
Damn, please do.
But anyway, I don't know if we really fucked it up, but I had a good time, but we basically failed every single roll.
Yeah.
So,
Mathematically, I suppose it's possible that you just TPK right away. I'm gonna have to reread the rules though.
Next question.
Oh,
Yeah, sorry, I'm refreshing. Give me one moment.
My cousin Bogo.
Sloth with ADHD said, what made everyone pick the characters they chose to play for the one-shot? Also, what's the fam's next plans for PAX U since I missed the last two cons and I can't wait to meet more of the greatest community around? This is a perfect opportunity to plug our PAX U announcement. We talked a little bit about why we picked
Sloth gonna be at PAX?
Sounds like it.
Let's go.
Come on down.
We talked a little bit
go,
about
man.
why we picked the characters that we picked. It was very much, we tried to stick to the main four roles that are in Ring of Chaos, which is fighter, cleric, rogue, wizard, and then we kind of picked characters that would fit those molds. And PAX Unplugged, our big announcement is...
We are special guests.
Dun,
We
dun,
are.
We
Special
are
guests.
having we're on the main stage. I just didn't even realize we got fucking main stage until
like an hour
Until an hour ago.
Me main stage.
Yeah, I
So
think I did.
now I'm having an access.
It's
You
gonna
think you
be-
just learned it an hour ago?
No, Mike did.
Oh, I
I
just
always
learned
knew.
it.
And I told you.
A
that
did
was
not
the
tell
stage.
me
I
that.
A stage
not
is a
tell me
stage
that.
is a stage is a stage.
All the
Not
world's
telling
indeed
me
a
that.
stage.
That's
We are
right.
merely players.
And
It's
you're
gonna be like
you're gonna get there. You're
Every
gonna do
charity
it.
ball in Batman the Animated Series, where big cars roll up and there are those fucking lights.
Oh yeah,
The
marquee.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
fuck
yeah.
yeah.
Anyway.
so we're on the main stage, 8:30 to 11 on Friday night. Fucking prime. It's prime real estate.
Yes, it's Friday
and then
night.
on Saturday night or at late afternoon, early evening, we will be hosting our official Evantris meetup at some sort of bar or restaurant. Stay tuned. Details to come. We are currently working on locations, so we are
Stay tuned.
very excited
Stay very tuned.
for PAX. And it is also a business imperative for all of us to actually rest up before and after and to stay appropriately
That's right.
healed and healthy.
I think before we'll be rested enough. It'll be relaxing.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
And
Why do you say that?
And that's just to say, like, people who don't watch us or are like new to the channel, like most of us almost never get sick, like ever.
Yeah.
Like I've never gotten con crud ever until this trip, and arguably I wasn't feeling well beforehand anyway. Like, it's just one of those things where it's like it was just the perfect storm of shit. And normally we all have the immune systems of like made of steel.
I have not been that sick since COVID. And then before that, I hadn't been that sick since 2011.
Yeah, like once a decade is basically what we were all saying. Is that we,
Yep.
it's just crazy. Anyway, it was
It was
unreal.
a hard month.
Yeah, it was just an unfortunate timing and everything.
Yeah.
Nikki Nuggs wants to say, seeing how down to earth and relaxed Matthew is was so heartwarming for one of his fans. What other traditionally famous people have you had experiences with? I mentioned that Derek, Kelsey, and I briefly ran into Matt Mercer at Gen Con.
gotta
That
get the
was
thing.
a lot of fun.
Yep. I met Matt Mercer and Marisha Ray at MagFest, in their final MagFest, back when they could just walk around like normal people.
2019?
20...
Or 18?
No,
Well earlier than
2018.
Yeah.
It was right as Campaign 1 was ending.
Yeah, Campaign 1 was right as it was ending.
Oh.
It was right after it ended.
2017? No, it was in its final.
Yeah, so whenever
episodes.
Campaign 1 was ending.
I can't
He
believe they
says
could still walk
2018.
around in
2018,
Campaign 1.
yeah.
They were
No,
already
they didn't
huge.
explode until 2.
Campaign 2. Yeah. It was the
I mean, it was obviously they were getting stopped all over the place,
Yeah.
which is probably why they.
But it wasn't
I
like
see.
the giga huge.
Yeah.
But
So
they weren't being mobbed. the
just
way they
seeing,
would be now.
and so I met them. I said hello, and then towards the end of the convention, I saw them trying to walk across the lobby of the Gaylord. I was at the Belvedere, and they couldn't. It was like every fucking
couldn't move, yeah.
5 feet, and so I'm like, yeah, they're not going to be here next year.
Yeah.
And I'm like, rip, I salute you. That was really fun. And so someone else go.
I'm trying to think if there were. Well, I'm trying to think if there's any like other famous people that I've met. I met. I don't know.
I have 2 celebrity stories that I can't tell.
Oh.
Yeah.
This is the Star Wars Encyclopedia, back when Star Wars was having its huge resurgence in the 90s. That's when all of this stuff from the EU, including Grand Admiral Thrawn and the Yuuzhan Vong and all of this, were considered like part of the Grand Canon.
Yeah, yep.
And Harrison Ford happened. We were massive Star Wars fans as kids.
And Han Solo was my favorite character of all time.
And Harrison Ford happened to not only be filming in our state, not only filming in our county, in our city, he was filming on our street. Random Hearts. He was filming on our street. And so when they're filming on one day where we knew they'd be there, bunch of friends from our school, it was like a Friday.
How old were we?
God, we must have been
9?
10? Yeah.
Probably 9.
8 to 10. Yeah, 9 or 10. And we show up to the house that they're filming at, and we have people have a bunch of stuff to sign. I have this encyclopedia, and Richie has a life-size cardboard cutout of Han Solo.
Oh yeah.
This is such a good story.
We're standing there in our little Catholic schoolboy uniforms, and white polos and like navy slacks, and because we didn't bother, I guess, changing into comfortable clothes, and so we're all standing there, and he comes out and he immediately sees us and he points at us. And he starts walking.
Yeah, he walks up to the house. So we're all standing there. We're like 9 years old, right? And I think that one of the producers had gone into the house and told them that we were out there.
Oh, that's right.
And so he walks out of the house and he has that swagger, right? And
literally like a swagger.
He walks up directly to me and he points at me and he says, "Hey kid, I'll give you $5 to get that thing off the street." And I'm like, because I didn't know, like I was joking, but I didn't appreciate that.
Yeah, you're just a kid.
And he signed our stuff, and we moved on, and that was it. I think that's really all he said.
So you can see right under Han Solo.
Oh, there it is.
I don't know if I've ever seen the book. I just remember you telling the story.
So yeah, it's in our they have Anakin Solo full EU encyclopedia. I love this thing.
I thought of an answer.
So that was a really fun time.
Oh, so anyway, basically it was like the highlight of my entire childhood. It was surreal to be obsessed with Star Wars, obsessed with Han Solo. It was Han Solo for Halloween, and then the next spring, Harrison Ford is in our hometown, which is like this little town in Maryland, on our fucking street that we grew up on. It was just fucking serendipity. It was insane.
Mine's Dante Basco.
Oh yeah,
I mean, because he always goes to the cons. He used to go to Otakon all the time.
Yeah.
And like, I'm not usually one of those people that will get in line and like wait to meet somebody to like sign something, but like I know that he's just the nicest dude, and like he'll hear stories about him, like these voice actors and these celebrities, they have like set times to like sign stuff and meet people. He's one of those people that stays like an extra 2 hours to make sure that he meets everybody in line, and he's like super chill. And like, I just ran into him at a con. Oh, I got another one too. Hold on, but I'm gonna finish this one too. If I had known that I was gonna run into him, I don't think I would have brought, like, if I could do the whole thing over again, I knew that I was gonna run into him, I would have brought him my VHS copy of Hook. I thought he would have gotten a kick out of signing that as opposed to Avatar stuff. Because that's the first thing I ever saw him in, and it's weird because I always knew him as Rufio and I didn't know that he was Zuko for the longest time.
He was Zuko?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I didn't know that because like you guys were kind of the ones who got me into the whole voice acting thing about like knowing who was a voice actor.
Yeah,
and I would always like recognize
well.
voices, but I would never be able to put names to faces, and I didn't know who people were.
Yep.
I didn't have an appreciation for that.
Yeah,
but
it wasn't until I met the twins that
exactly.
My mind. It's the same thing with music. My mind doesn't pick up on the music that's playing in the background of things.
Yeah.
So the twins have enlightened me with sound.
Oh yeah.
And then last one, real quick, 30-second story, because I told this story on one of the vlogs, the Drive to D&D vlogs. The coolest panel I ever went to was one of Anime USA we went to years ago, where the cast of Cowboy Bebop did a live table read of Toys in the Attic. And after that panel, Kelsey and I were going back to our hotel room, and we had kind of walked around the convention, went up some stairs or whatever, and we were not on the ground floor. We were on like the second or third floor waiting for the elevator to come up and get us. And as the elevator opened up and we stepped on the elevator, all of them were in the elevator.
Oh,
and it was one of those things where I was just like, I looked at Kelsey, and again, we played it really cool, and all I did was kind of lean forward and just say, hey, thank you guys so much for coming. Like, that was the coolest panel ever. And they were like, oh, thank you so much. And then we got to our floor, we got off, and they were gone. I never saw them again.
My favorite Dante Basco story was at Otakon. When Dante was the guest. They did like the voice actors after dark.
Yeah.
And it was the voice actor, was it Nonon? Jakuzure and Jinx? The voice actors of Jinx? Or was it Satsuki's voice actor?
No, it was Satsuki's
voice actor.
And Lux from
Lux, that's right. It was, so the woman who voices Lux from League and Satsuki Kiryuin from Kill la Kill and a bunch of other characters, I'm sure that I'm forgetting. She got a little toasty. And just poor Dante. She went into fucking like full heat-seeking, Zuko-seeking missile mode
ripped him up.
and savaged him, and it was the funniest fucking thing.
She's so quick.
She was so quick and negging it. It was so fucking funny. I'm sure it was all in good fun.
All in good fun,
He
right.
was a little hurt, but it was the funniest fucking thing. The funniest voice actor battle I've ever been to.
I think he probably looked the way he did because he's just a genuinely like sweet person.
Yeah.
And he was probably just getting tore up.
Yeah. It was so funny.
My last story, and then we can move on. And I can't believe I was gonna tell this story when you were talking about like that we play it cool and we don't like fanboy or fangirl.
I know
Yes.
what you're gonna say.
Set the scene. Avantasia is mine and Mike's favorite band of all time. They're a German power metal band / supergroup / collaboration. We've been huge fans of theirs since freshman year of college, so 2007. 2007. Avantris is named after, it was the Avantasia was the core inspiration.
Yeah.
They've had 2 U.S. tours since we've been fans all these years. And we had seen them once in New York City. It was one of the greatest nights of my life. And they were coming to Chicago.
So bummed I missed
And
that.
so Mike and I literally flew out to Chicago just to see them live. And I don't think it's any secret that Mike and I are massive procrastinators. And so we waited to book hotel rooms until like last minute. And I finally go online to book hotel rooms, and it is Chicago in the spring. So every single conference and every single wedding that exists in the Midwest happens in Chicago, whatever weekend we were there.
And that weekend that we land was the big Chicago anime convention.
That's right.
That was going to all the room blocks.
ASIN?
So, or maybe it was ASIN. So basically,
Whatever
we
it
land on a
was.
Saturday. So all of the room blocks.
So
were completely booked.
we wanted to stay in the city proper to have the full Chicago experience. It was all like $800 a night. So we booked some random shitty fucking hotel at right outside the Chicago airport.
4 Elements, 4 Winds.
It was the Aloft. The O'Hare Aloft.
Oh God!
And it had this dinky little like hotel bar that you'd expect to see like off of a highway. And we were kind of bummed about it. It's like, I'll just Uber into the city every time. And so we had a night in Chicago. We met some friends that had come out for the concert, but they had to go back, so they didn't make the concert. And then the next night, we're tired, and it's like kind of early evening. We're about to go into the city to go to like 3 Dots and a Dash.
No. We are in the city. Seb stayed back because he had to work.
Oh my God, that's right. Tell the story.
And so we had Ubered into the city. Richie and I, we went to the Hamilton Museum.
No, he was sick. He wasn't
he was
feeling
sick.
well.
You guys had an extra ticket too, because I was going to fly
yes.
out to
We-
go.
we bought
and I
a ticket
forget
for you.
I think I had just
Snacks
started
bailed.
a new job or something.
Yep.
Oh,
and
that's
I
what it
couldn't,
was.
and I couldn't go.
Yes.
And I was so fucking bummed. I was trying to make it work.
And so Rich and I had Ubered in our buddy Sebastian, who might be at the Hangout.
Hopefully
I'm
he'll
so
be
excited to
Yeah,
see
you might be
Seb
able to meet him
again.
at the Hangout. He was not feeling well, so he stayed back at the hotel room, and he said, he texted us, he's like, guys, I think there's some German-looking people that just checked in.
And there's like tour vans that just showed up or something like that.
Yeah, and I'm like, hold on, just sneak a picture. And he didn't want to do it. Like, just get a fucking picture. So he snapped a picture of fucking
right.
Tobias Sammet, the fucking brain mastermind of Avantasia. Richie and I immediately got in an Uber and went
"Fuck it,
back,
we're going home."
canceled all our evening plans,
Yeah, get the fuck outta
scanned
here.
all of it, and we went to the hotel bar. The entire band is there. including Jorn Landa, the literally currently, in my opinion, the greatest living singer. If you're into Pentakill, the singer of Pentakill, fucking Jeff Tate from Queensryche, everybody who was there, Ronnie Atkins, and we
Michael Kiska from
Halloween. Literally fucking star-studded. Star-studded. In my opinion, right? In my estimation, if you like metal.
If you're into power metal.
And we just go to the bar and we play it cool and we offer to buy Jorn Landa a drink and we just end up hanging out and drinking with them until fucking 2 a.m.
It was me, Mike, Jorn Landa, Ronnie Atkins, and Herbie Longhouse.
Yeah.
Sitting by the fire for like 4 hours when everyone else had gone to bed.
Yep.
Just drinking and telling stories, and like we never freaked out. We never we never. We don't have a picture of it because I didn't want to be that guy that asked for a selfie, right? Yep. So we don't have any photographic. Well, you have
I got a picture with Jorn.
That was before I got there.
Yeah,
I had gotten down.
I remember that.
But it was probably one of the most surreal moments in my life to this day.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine, dude.
Yeah.
Good for you guys.
Anyway.
Oh, I guess
that was life-changing.
One more question, and we can call it.
Yeah, give me 1 second.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's 11. It's almost 11.
Oh, this one's kind of a funny question. Kevin wants to know, if you could insert Matthew into any moment in the history of Evantress campaigns, which moment do you think he would enjoy the most? A major boss fight? Lore reveal? It's a great question.
Early Prime.
I was literally just gonna say Joe TT would have done well in Prime.
Early Prime on Undertow Isle and all of the dungeon nearing, gamey, like crunchy, like that was kind of my love letter to Donkey Kong Country 2 and my love letter to D&D and gaminess. And once that was done, it's okay. Let's fucking
everything through the end of that arc would be magic. With
I think Arc 2 or the first streamed arc of Prime.
That's my answer as well.
Would be for him. I think that's what he'd enjoy the most.
Agreed. I think we're unanimous.
Any other quick one? That was pretty quick. Is there another quick one?
No.
Oh,
that's all I got.
Okay. Well, folks, thank you so much for tuning in.
I'm gonna look for someone to raid.
We're gonna raid. Thank you guys.
Amazing time.
We hope you all enjoyed the premiere.
Yeah.
It was a very, very, very fun one.
It was extremely fun.
And if you haven't backed Ring of Chaos, it's $30.
Yeah, go check it out.
If you have the means and you have the interest and you're into board games, check them out. It's very kind of D&D, free for all.
You'll get the references if you know the lore of D&D, and the art and the rules are terrific. And it's very tactical. I haven't gotten a chance to play it through, but you can tell because they gave us this packet and it had a bunch of the actual cards with the abilities and everything, and you can tell that it's a lot of back and forth, and that you really will feel like you are struggling for that fucking ring. I can't wait to play it.
Yeah, and so stay tuned tomorrow for our huge Patreon overhaul reveal. We will be overhauling our Patreon, and obviously we tease the special campaign for Dolphins and Up, but there's a bunch of changes coming, so stay tuned for that. And if you can get a last-minute trip to PAX, we'd love to see you there. I think that's it.
We're gonna read Darling Peep Show.
Yep, we love Darling Peep Show.
See you Wednesday. See you
Thanks
Wednesday,
for everything.
y'all.
We'll see you guys soon.
We'll see you Wednesday.
We love you guys.
Godspeed and good night.
See you later.
Take it easy, folks.
Good night, everybody.